If you need your house painted, you got to go to PaisleyPainting.com. This is a true story about how Paisley Painting became a sponsor.
Okay, I love these.
So me and Crystal, we wanted to paint our house for a while.
Yeah.
I always put it off because I was like, man, it's going to be too expensive. And then I always thought, like, I could probably do it myself,
Well, it had been a dream for a while, and I saw you guys out there.
Yeah.
And I think, were you thinking about doing it yourself? Because I remember her testing paint. Did you?
In my mind,
Yeah.
I was like, it's so expensive, but here's...
Dude, you don't want to be painting.
I know,
No,
of
you
course
don't
not.
wanna do
I'll
it.
ruin it. But here's the truth. So, Crystal, she got a recommendation for Paisley Painting from one of her clients,
Okay.
right? So, she called them, she got a quote, and she told me the quote, and I was like, wow. I'm like, they're going to paint our house
Not
for that?
bad,
I was like,
not
that
bad.
is super affordable.
Yeah.
So then I immediately got scared. I'm like, well, it's going to be a bad job. It's
Yeah.
going to be rough.
Sounds
Like, who's going to show up?
Like my tree trimmers. It's
Yeah,
two guys
yeah,
with
yeah,
no
yeah.
shoes, a grandma sitting in the truck drinking beer.
So then they got us on the schedule. They came out. They pressure washed the whole house. Then when the crew showed up, I went out and talked to them. I'm like, man, this crew is awesome. Like, they are super nice, professional.
You're still not trusting it.
They taped off everything. Then I'm like, well, will they do our doors? I'm like, oh, yeah, doors are included. And, like, the soffit's included. I'm
Yeah.
like, you're going to paint our doors and our soffit and our window frames?
It looks
Like,
awesome, dude. It looks amazing.
when they finished the job, I could not believe how good of a job they did for what they charged me. I was like, this doesn't exist anymore.
Still not trusting it.
And then I was like, I got to tell our listeners about this.
Yeah.
I called William Paisley, the
Yeah.
owner, and then I was like, you have to do some advertising with us because you did an incredible job for what you charge. It's ridiculous nowadays
I'm
that you can do this.
I'm a sucker for a business where they put their name in the actual business
Yeah.
because I feel like that is it's awesome that you got to talk to this dude. How long have they been doing this? I mean, it's a family-owned business.
A long time. And then he did this awesome, and it's a brilliant idea. He'll give you a quote just by texting your name, address, and email to this number, 321-696-5445.
Yeah, write that down.
Yeah, 321-696-5445. Just text your name, your email address, and your regular address. They'll look at, like, he has, software to look it through Google Earth, know the dimensions of your house, and then give you a quote.
And then he can kind of use Street View to look at it and be like, okay, let's dial this in.
I can do it for this.
That'll
And
save you a lot of time.
he's got multiple crews, and just it's a free quote you can get. I guarantee you, text your name, address. If you're looking to paint your house, when you get that quote, it's going to blow your mind. You're going to be like, wow, Tom Van was right.
Well, just based on their slogan, you can tell that, painting is one thing, but customer service is really where it sounds like they excel.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, of course, their crews are going to do a great job, but even in their tagline is happy customers are my number one priority. He's putting it on his sign. So, he's obviously knows that customer service is king, especially now. With the way the economy is, you got to do a good job.
Another one of his taglines is professional and affordable.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what you're going to get. Just text them, get the quote, and get your house painted. If you've been looking to do it, you'll be surprised on how professional and affordable they are. It's PaisleyPainting.com. A bunch of BDMs have already used them. Again, PaisleyPainting.com.
Live from the Streamline Mortgage Solutions studio, it's Orlando's own Tom and Dan.
Hello. This is your Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan program. We hope that you will find our presentation precise, joke heavy, and just right. Thanks.
Welcome to the Friday free show of A Mediocre Time.
Hey, it is another A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Dan.
I'm Tom.
Samantha, our producer's here. The ouch couch.
Oh, it's muscly.
Oh, it is, man. That couch has never been more muscly. It is ready to go. I dare anybody come at our couch today.
What's going on, Sam?
Yeah, nothing. I'm just ready for the show.
You're enamored by all the
Typing up
muscles.
notes.
You're enamored by all the muscles we have in here today.
Seth just got here, immediately went and pooped in her
Shut up,
bathroom. Who does that?
I'm glad our other
How
guests.
often do you have to poop?
I didn't poop. That was a pee. I had fantasies, though, about holding it this morning.
I am glad that our other guest used it first.
Yeah.
He was more on time, more professional than Seth could ever be.
Because I don't give a shit anymore.
I know you don't. Well, you did give a shit. You gave one right to our bathroom, and you destroyed it. You blew it up.
And our other guest, a professional wrestler, EC3, is here. How you doing, EC3?
Yeah, I am just flabbergasted and taken aback by this whole presentation, this whole show. Thank you, gentlemen, for having me. We're live on Twitch.
Yeah.
I sit down on this couch. I'm telling you, I'm having the craziest mental breakdown.
I don't know. This is kind of scary.
But then this a masculine hunk just sat next to me. I did not even know. Short ass jean shorts, tight ass shirt. Totally my kind of fellow.
Yeah.
I'm like,
All right, love connection.
Yeah.
Although you are more muscular than he is.
Yeah.
I can see the difference. You're way bigger biceps.
I don't train to be muscular anymore.
no,
All right.
Wait a minute.
That's my excuse. I don't know.
I just came from the gym too. I did shoulders this way. I was 5 minutes late.
They sound the same. A little bit. A little bit. A little more confident than I can ever sound.
Yeah.
Being a half man and living in Orlando.
You're right.
Would you consider yourself an alpha male or a sigma male?
I mean, I guess I hate saying alpha male. I guess
Not
but
like in the dickhead. Like I get.
Yeah,
I hate
yeah.
saying it.
No, 100%.
Are you guys gonna fuck? Because I will watch the shit out of that.
Will it sell tickets to the Tin Roof in Orlando, June 11th?
Okay, well, we'll talk
Let's get
about
out of the
that.
way. June 11th, Tin Roof. If you control the narrative,
Yep.
if you want to see
Live wrestling.
top tier
Yeah.
wrestling, and if you want to, like, to me, the way I look at it, it's like it's got the charm and the fun of the independent things that I used to go to as a kid, but the production values and the photos and everything looks top tier. I love it. And you're doing it on your own, which we'll get into because Tom
Why
and I
I'm mentally breaking down. So I can't wait to pick your
exactly.
brains.
That's exactly.
I had a mental breakdown this morning.
I wasn't going to say it, but now we can say it.
Why
This guy,
we get into business for ourselves,
This-
I gotta move
EC3?
closer to the exits.
he had a
I'm
freak
gonna open
out.
the window.
No different than what you were just doing. He had a freak. I'm dropping the nest. I'm dropping the temperature down. I'm already hot from all
Yeah,
this
it's hot.
machismo.
It is hot.
All this
It's just 'cause
machismo.
I know
But
why.
you had a breakdown this morning about the business. EC3's having a breakdown about his business.
Well, and life, and
you
and
always
life.
have a breakdown about your business.
I had a breakdown 2 days ago, and I'm trying to hire somebody else. We'll get into it later. I put up something, a signing bonus. I don't know if it's appropriate or not.
Does it pay?
A signing bonus.
Yeah.
That doesn't work. There's no employees anymore, Seth.
For a boob job?
Who's getting a boob job?
Oh, you're a total
Giving
alpha.
away free tits.
He's
That's a
total
monster's.
alpha.
That's
I
a
swear to God,
monster's
I'm giving this person free boob job if
Boobapalooza.
she takes the job with me. Yeah.
Hold on.
I don't know if that's
You're gonna get
appropriate.
sued.
That is not
No, that's
appropriate.
fine.
Well, you can't.
How? How?
What is happening?
Hold on. We'll get to that.
Yeah.
No,
I said we'll get to it.
Can I pop in real fast?
Please.
Because you come in here with this bill of goods, a mediocre time, but I've sat down on this couch and I've had nothing but an excellent time since it started.
But it is confusing, which leads then more
Yeah.
into mediocre. Because so let's talk about the mental breakdown.
Please.
So
We'll start with yours, maybe, and then work your way to EC3's mental
Well,
breakdown. That
mine
he
is-
just
This is a
Mine is-
group therapy
yeah.
session.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Which kind of control your narrative kind of became a sort of this like male, we based it on Fight Club and the guys hugging each other after fights and stuff like that. But then it legitimately, we would do seminars that are like pro wrestling related. So you think of pro wrestling, you think of comically goofy characters and simulated violence and kind of horse shit sometimes.
yeah.
But we would break down people that want to be in this industry into like shells of themselves, into men crying. Like there hasn't been a seminar I had where a man hasn't cried. I don't know why did we start talking about? Oh yeah, mental breakdown.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
okay,
Yeah. You're having one
Why
right now. Yeah, we're in one right now. The psychosis
Yeah, so-
is real.
But I think we, as a collective group, we got an alpha. 2 times 2. I guess
I'm an
you could say.
alpha.
Two alphas and alpha.
Don't you dare. That is copyright. I am an alpha.
No,
Alpha male.
I think because in my mental breakdown state, I've been researching these hierarchies of maledom, and I realized I was a sigma, which is kind of unknown. It's new. It has all the traits of an alpha, so like we're jacked and we're sweet and we like chicks and stuff.
Yeah, I didn't know the term. That's why I said alpha, because I don't know what sigma is.
But you're kind of more of a lone wolf than as opposed to going into public seeking attention.
This guy loves a tit
No, yeah.
Well, he's throwing around tit jobs, so I
Also, Seth wants
That's how I validate myself. When others see the hard work that I put in and they appreciate it, then that's how I know I'm validated. So I do seek out the validation of others. I know it's probably something psychological, and maybe it's not right.
We're
but-
psychopaths. That's why.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't know about
This
you,
guy
Tom,
should be
but I mean, we're 5 minutes in. We got 2 psychopaths on the couch. I think this is going well.
Men who like, oh, what did it take to get that check? Blah, blah, blah. And they're always, I'm like, it doesn't matter. Nothing matters. Who cares?
That's what you always say. Nothing.
But then I'm also secretly like, don't you dare try, because you'll never happen. Because like,
That's what you
I'm
say.
better than you. As long as I'm better than you.
EC3.
Oh my god.
What is your nickname? What do you call yourself?
SP.
Oh man.
I screamed.
Sorry, why is that so loud?
He's the silverback, right?
Yeah, it's silverback. It's a silverback.
So EC3, hold on. Let's start from like how you started your own thing, because when I read your story, you had a similar story to me and Daniel about just leaving a $1 billion corporation because
And I knew
were
you
fed
from
up with them.
TNA, and I'm a wrestling guy.
That's
I knew
all
you
right.
from TNA, and I knew you from NXT, and then I knew you. Well, I thought I was going to know you with a WWE like main roster run.
Right.
But what I got was not that. I mean,
No.
you just kind of disappeared.
Imagine how that felt to you. Imagine how it would feel to me.
I would be
So when you
crushed.
say leaving $1 billion company, more it was cast aside during a worldwide pandemic when the entire world is burning and thrown to the fucking trash. But it was, in the moment it happened, I knew it had to happen. It was kind of all serendipitous in a way. There was no anger, there was no resentment, because I knew something had to change within me and my life and how I was living and what I was doing and what I was truly pursuing, where it never would have worked out the way I wanted to there. So it's better that it happened that way, and to focus and create on something new.
So let's talk about that, because you get into WWE and then the pandemic happens, and then all these entertainment, $1 billion companies,
They're not doing shows.
Well, they're trying to figure out how to work with no audience, and I know that like all the professional sports teams are figuring it out on the fly. WWE was figuring it out.
You've heard it on our show a million times. For us, it was when the NBA. When we were sitting here, and they were like, "Hey, did you hear the NBA shut down?"
We went through it with the UFC. We had no audience, just wearing masks.
Yeah, and then so tell us about like what was going on in your head when this was happening, and even internally in WWE. Like, I'm sure everybody was coming out of the woodwork with ideas of how it's going to go, and then it's like wrestling without an audience is weird and hard to do, right?
It was a matter of time, seeing the writing on the wall, both where my career was going, what I was suffering through injury-wise. Like, I was really concussed towards the end of it, and it took me a while to get back to that, and a lot of that had to do with the mental aspect more than anything physical. Pandemic, you kind of see the writing on the wall. The thing about your name and your value within wrestling, if you get released, you can build it elsewhere. There's somewhere else to go. There's other places. There's other options. Even when we talked earlier about independent scenes, you can run a course of the indies off your old name and still make a great living.
Okay.
But, oh shit, nobody has shows. So that was the scary thing about it, because nobody was having shows at the time, too.
And when you were in WWE, and explain to me about, because I heard it in another interview where someone was saying, you were either muted or you were mute. And then I was asking Dan, I was like, what does that mean? And was that something that you were told to do, or something to put on you?
Yeah.
Implied?
Oh, for sure. Especially considering, my way with words and my gift of gab and my lexicon and vocabulary and things of that nature. I'm very well spoken.
Yeah, and you were like,
I talk good.
Yeah, and so is that something that's just purely subjective from Vince McMahon? Is like
100%.
Okay,
Yeah, totally was something. I think when he has so many things, and he has so many things on his plate, whether it's creative and his talent, and his business, and it's all the $1 million deals, $1 billion deals, international, this, and this. He's not going to have a ton of time to vet and work with people that are being thrown to him. Like, he'll probably see one thing and make a judgment. So what I believe happened with that is he saw one promo he didn't like, as opposed to, I'll make him do this, this, and this. He's like, just don't have him talk. And then nobody stood up and said, no, wait. We can try something else, or maybe this, maybe that. Everyone there's a lot of yes men in that industry and a lot of people who are afraid to stand up because they get fired.
And is it still just his call? Like, after all this time, he's like, what is he, 77 at this point? 80? Like, the guy's an 80-year-old, fucking jacked.
Saggy boob, jacked.
76, yeah.
So he's 76 years old, and you think
steroid crazy.
But
after all this time.
And it's always been that way, right? Like, the buck stops with him.
Yeah, it's always going to. As
yeah.
long as he's.
You would think that he would, like, bring in multiple people to start making, or helping him make decisions. Like,
True, yeah, and one thing, too, like what I've noticed with what I'm doing and things of that nature, that's been thrust upon me is true leadership is delegation of duties to people you can trust and focusing on like a big picture. So when you try to take on too much, you spread yourself thin. I think as he's aged and he's conquered so much, and he is the ultimate alpha. Like, he will destroy his enemies and reap their souls for every last bit of their work.
Yeah, everybody says that about him.
But does he need to do that anymore?
No,
Like, he's already,
He likes it.
That's off on it. Yeah.
That's crazy.
I mean,
man.
at 60, whatever he was when he did the comeback and he like looked really good. He hung the chain over him. You know, you don't need to do that, but you get off on it. You know, like, I think you like it.
Yeah, and you've done so much, and he did so much. It was almost like instead of delegation, because earlier in their success there was a lot of delegation where he focused on big picture. People seem to have said he's taken more control of more aspects, so he's taking on more as he's aged, as opposed to taking on less.
Well, that seems crazy.
Well, you
be
do that,
crazy
though.
to succeed, right?
You're getting older and you're taking on more. I mean, you are a modern day Vince McMahon.
But if I was, if this was a $1 billion company, I think I would have the foresight to be like, you know, you need to not do this because you need to understand that, like, as I age, maybe cognitively it's getting worse, or, you know, maybe I'm not making the best decisions. Maybe I should. I mean, isn't Triple H like part of he's married to his daughter, right?
Yeah.
There's always weird undercutting and family drama. Like, I don't know. I can't speak on any of it. This is all speculation, and hopefully it doesn't come off as me trying to tear anybody down.
No.
Because I'm trying.
Well, I mean,
it's your
I think
experience.
it's natural
Reasonable.
for you to have a negative sort of take. I mean, like, I have a
I don't even know if
negative.
it's negative though.
Yeah.
As much as this is what I think, and it's okay. I'm okay with it.
Right,
It's
right.
totally fine.
Yeah, if what you're saying is exactly how you feel, I don't see anything wrong with that.
So-
Because I have a lot of negativity from like what. Still, I know you don't, but the way that we went out on our own, you know, to kind of put it back in the perspective that you were, you know, the parallel that you were drawing between what we do going out on our own, you know, what EC3 is doing now with, you know, June 11th, Tin Roof, that sort of thing. You know, like, I still harbor, I mean, I keep a little bit of the fire burning of the negativity of what happened because.
Yeah, but that drives you a little bit, right?
A little bit, yeah. And I don't think it ever won't. But I don't want it
is
to
a
become
motivating-
toxic because
it
it
is a
can.
motivating factor.
But it can become an obsession too, and that's what I have to be careful with as a diagnosed OCD guy. You know, there was probably a level when you maybe saw me wasting energy, right, instead of correctly channeling it.
Yeah, and I think it's just natural human psychology to, you know, do that thing. Now, okay, well, let's go back to once you got let go from WWE. It's the middle of a pandemic. Obviously, no one knows what the future is going to, you know, how fast this is going to start clearing up. Like, it was, everything's unknown.
15 days, right?
yeah. It'll blow. The summer will kill it. But
The heat.
So
Gotta get some sun on it.
So when did you make the decision? Because like you said, there are other avenues and other ways to make money, other the wrestling companies that people go to, and now there's more than there used to be, like AEW and stuff like that. So what made you decide to go out on your own instead of do what traditional wrestlers do, which is just go work for another company?
I'd love to harp on the point about the negative energy and using that as fuel real fast.
Yeah,
Because that was one thing that earlier in my life motivated me heavily to become successful, to originally getting fired from WWE to using that every day, just going hard on every aspect I could, to succeeding elsewhere, to the vindication of, I'm going to make them call me back. And they did. You know, but holding on to it for so long. And I'm going through this right now. And it was especially on the second time of being released without the vindication as much. Like, I'm still pissed.
Yeah.
But exception and accountability. Did I do everything possible I could have done to hold on or succeed or push myself to that level. No, a lot of talent fall into a trap of nothing matters after being dissuaded so many different times. So when I do these interviews and talk about that past, I really want to make it a point. It's nobody's fault but my own.
Yeah, and when you say a nothing matters kind of, I'm feeling, you can tell me if this is wrong or not, but I'm feeling when you say that, because we've used this term, nothing matters. I'll give you a real life, for instance, that we're going through right now.
Okay.
Marketing to medium-sized companies. And when you hit it out of the park and you do a good job, and then they come back to you, even though you know that you're outperforming everybody else in your class, everybody else above your class, because we're little guys, and then they come to you and they say, "Yeah, sorry,
we can't do it. We don't have the budget." Or it's like, well,
Yeah.
what is that? What did I even do?
See the content we're putting
so
out.
when
look at
you
our
say
ads, like,
I did I do everything I could have, and these are the conversations you and I have. It's probably a really good thing that you're here today, because that's exactly what we've talked about. And then we sit there and there's this weird emptiness that we have because we can't answer that question, because from our perspective, we do think that we did everything that we could, everything we controlled, everything,
and you probably did, and it just didn't work out too, and that sucks, right? But
that's a tough pill to swallow sometimes.
It's
man.
horrible. Yeah.
And like, I know I used to joke around nothing matters, especially with the bigger the
It's
corporation.
weird for me to hear him say that a lot.
Yeah.
Because that is something
that is
you
a
say.
common theme in all locker rooms of wrestling, which is another thing when we talk about why I wanted to proceed change so much. Just being handed creative or ideas from somebody else. It's third string, like, down the chain. No ability to make it your own, and it's just like it does. If I did it my way and it was perfect and super successful, it wouldn't matter. Or if I do verbatimly, exactly lackluster, mediocre, I think this is, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah, it does. Because how do you get, because a lot of what you do as an entertainer, as a performer, as an actor, really, to go out there, there's a level of, I would think, intensity that you need to bring. And if the ideas you know in your heart suck and they're not good, or maybe even the idea doesn't suck, maybe just it's not landing, that maybe it's not the time for it, maybe the audience just isn't behind it.
Yeah.
If they're not behind it, and then you're the guy that's out there, you're the guy they're going to blame. It's not like they're going to go back and blame the writers. It's not like they're going to go back and blame the company. They're really going to blame you, right?
Even taking it on myself, when we went through this process, I've lost a lot of the fans I originally had because I'm doing something so completely different. But it's real to me.
Right.
And you have to sacrifice and suffer with that. So
well, it's fulfilling to you, right?
it is.
Yeah.
But it's not financially. But
we can talk about
by not conforming and resting on what I've already done. Like, I'm so sick of it. I did it, and it's not true anymore because life has changed so much, and the real life circumstances of what I've had and suffered through and got through. I can't pretend I'm a spoiled rich kid from a debutante's family anymore. Like, we all suffered, terribly for 2 years. We've all changed. We've all watched the world burn itself. You can't just go out there and be like, I have a Ferrari and I'm super cool and rich. Eat it. Like, that's just lame.
Yeah. Now, so when WWE let you go in the pandemic, and then, so what was the final, I guess, thought or decision to go and start control your narrative?
It was really, fortunately, because there were other companies still running to an extent, like with Impact and Ring of Honor, there was options to work. So originally the idea was to just recreate myself as a character, because I had 90 days from the end of your WWE contract till that 90 days is up. You can't work anywhere. So I have enough time to create something my own. Who I'm going to be, where I'm going to be, like what I'm going to do with it. Spend that 90 days, and I don't think anybody's ever totally revamped themselves within that 90 days, as opposed to just sat back and went like, I'll see you in 90 days, and then come back doing kind of a similar thing that they were doing, but with a different name.
That's true. You haven't seen that. Yeah. I think that's accurate.
So just by creating that gave me great release and, hopefulness, and I came right back. I was with Impact. I was with Ring of Honor, but I was building that on the side, and I was so fulfilled with it that I wanted to bring it to other people. So that's what kind of started it. But at the same time, I was corporately funded in a way because I'm working other places a little bit, not to the same level, but I still have guaranteed income from these other companies.
Gotcha. And then, did you think to yourself, well, there's room for other wrestling out there. There's room for other entertainment. There's room for other companies. Like, it's kind of like when me and Daniel, when we went out on our own, we looked at it like, well, we could do essentially talk radio. We could do podcasting, put out a product, and be comparable to the product or better than the product we were doing for a giant billion-dollar corporation, especially with the internet. Now, there used to be a stranglehold on like how you could even be seen.
I like
or heard.
that you use a wrestling term there. That's good. On brand.
Well, basically, it was impossible to be seen or heard before the internet, right? It was like you had to go through a certain channel. You had to go through a giant radio company to be heard. You had to go through a production company or a big network to get on TV and be seen. Well, they typically
lock you down, and that's what I was going to ask you, is like, how were you able to retain your name? Is it the lowercase version?
I'm super smart.
I figured you got a hold of it fast, yeah.
It was within Impact when I saw Impact's dying days coming. Well, they didn't die, but they were changing over. I was like, wait, they never trademarked my name. So I trademarked it. And then even going back to WWE, like, hey, we want to change your name. Give us some options. I'm like, well, I'm already branded, and this is my name. It's easy to chant. People know me. I just gave them the list of the shittiest possible names. So they were like, oh, these suck. EC3's fine, whatever.
Yeah, did they have to pay you for that to license it when you came back? Or you're just like, I'm cool with it because it's yours and you own
I'm
it?
surprised they, especially for a company that's so cutthroat like them, I'm surprised they even let you do that.
They did try to trademark it, but they never looked it up after I was already dubbed it. They went and tried to, and then I already had it. So
and they were just like, "Oh fuck it!" It's funny that we all.
Well, we'll fire him. That'll show. Look at me now.
Well, it's funny because, a lot of people think like iHeart is like they have everything locked.
They do not.
Every company is willy nilly, does dumb shit.
Yeah.
The
all the
employees
shows
don't
that you listen to that you would think that I would name right now, which I'm not going to name, do not have they don't own their names. They don't. Well, look them all up.
But it's one of those things where you think, they'll never, like things like that happen and fall through the cracks and stuff. So good for you for having the forethought to do that, because I'm sure you've seen it before where a professional wrestler builds their name and reputation, then gets fired, and then the company's like, sorry, we own that. You have to start off with nothing again. And that sucks for the individual.
And that's something we, as we're building what's now a company, the intention was never to be another wrestling company. It was always just to be something niche and different and provide talent kind of a place to explore themselves and develop themselves. Like, I wanted to be the factory where you're sick of what you were doing. You came over to us. We worked with you, but we gave you that platform. And hopefully that, divine inspiration to be something different, then you can take it on. But now we became a company. We signed a television deal with Pro Wrestling TV. We're doing live events. June 11th at the Tin Roof in Orlando, by the way. But what you're saying about the name and the brand, that's something. We have one of the biggest names in wrestling, Adam Scherr, who's Braun Strowman.
Yep.
But without being in the constant public eye with that corporation and that brand behind you, it's a rebuild, in a sense.
Yeah.
You have a great head start, especially when you had that level of success. But, what we're realizing is it is rebuilding and building something better, newer. But at the same time, you can't expect the residuals to come in based on what was already done. So
hence the mental breakdown.
Well, that was a surprising
which I
loss to
understand.
that company. I mean, that was a surprising loss to me as a casual or casual plus. I'll say wrestling fan.
Casual plus.
Yeah, like a little more than your normal dude. I was like, well,
you
that doesn't
see the internet, but you're not going to totally believe it.
Right. I'll read some of the stories. I'm in. I have Top Secret Wrestling. I'm in that group, and I talk to those guys occasionally. But sometimes I got to hide it because I fight too much.
I will tell you real fast.
Yeah.
The shit I see reported about wrestling and what actually takes place within it that is what made the narrative born in my complete distrust of media in general and news and anything. I'm like, this is so blatantly false and speculative and opinion based. Not true at all. If it's happening on something so trivial and so small as pro wrestling, what the hell's going on in the real world?
Well, we saw it firsthand with the death of Bob Saget, and we were one of the last people to interview him, but it didn't what the narrative they wanted to put out there was just for clicks, And that's what it is, and especially in the entertainment news. But that goes to all news. It's like it's all about the clicks, and when it's all about the views, then it's going to be spun towards whatever gets the most views. Right. Because the bottom line is they need the views to get the money, and that's it. And so what we're all seeing is the result of companies trying to get the most money, not trying to report anything close to the truth. It doesn't matter. The truth doesn't matter. It's will you click on this because clicks equal money, and that's it.
It's sick.
But people don't care. Like you don't even care if it's true or not. They're just like, I'm like, do you care?
Yeah.
And they're like, nah.
When you see a lie about yourself falsely spread and grow and grow and grow and grow, dude, that hurts.
Oh,
because there's nothing you can do about it.
Give us an example of some of the lies that.
An example would be that we decided to do a show in Dallas, Texas. We were in a venue with what would be considered a competing wrestling organization, but we weren't competition yet. We're so brand new, we don't know what we are. They wanted us to change our date, then they wanted us to change our time. They started threatening legal against the venue, and we're like, we're not going to be bullying men. We're just going to do it. It's whatever. I'm like, okay. And then the next day, a rumor came out about us being affiliated with Mike Lindell, the My Pillow guy, and all this like crazy racist white supremacist shit.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, just out of nowhere, someone just started this and then just
it just
spread
showed up
around.
on Reddit, and then eventually it was deleted, but it went around enough to go somewhere, and then. Like, I would do interviews combating it, but they would take things out of context I said and apply it to it. And, like, it was...
EC3 loves Mike Lindell and the fact that he wears his gold chain outside of his silk blue shirt. Who does that? Who wears their fucking necklace outside of their shirt? Tuck it in.
I'm just making sure my motorbike necklace is in here.
I checked.
You have My Pillow necklace.
Yeah. My God, he's wearing it.
I did an interview, and I made this joke about having a discount code for My Pillow if you use Control.
Oh, you did it.
But okay, here, tell me if this resonates with you guys at all. I said if you use Control Your Narrative for My Pillow purchase, you get a mattress topper and a pair of slippers for 88% off.
Then you made a joke.
You're just joking.
You don't know what that number means nothing to you.
Yeah, I didn't pick up what you were laying down.
That number means nothing to
We're
you.
pretty stupid.
Because apparently that number means something racist that I had no idea.
Oh, God, I'll have to cut that out now.
88%?
No, the number 88.
I saw the twinkle in his eye.
I did the symbol.
He's got that calf tattoo.
Oh, don't do that. What are you doing?
It is a symbol of an 8.
The number...
It's Roman numeral.
I don't know.
No, right? It's apparently allegedly some white dog whistle to a white supremacist group, 88, because HH means Hal.
Oh, hell
was.
yeah. Gotcha.
Anti-Semitic.
So I got derived that joke, and then they're like, "Oh, he's sending out a secret message."
He's sending out messages. Look at him, and I'm like,
I mean, the chat room saying, "Dude, that's pretty well known." I mean, I didn't know. I don't read what is like supposed to be well known for white supremacy.
I have no idea about white supremacy whatsoever.
Look at my skin tone. Does anybody even know what I am?
I don't.
And I keep it that way for a reason.
But you're in Florida, so I always go Spanish. Always. I just go like Latin, 3 Latins. Tan.
I was hoping he was Italian because like a Paisan would be great.
What is Paisan? Put your dicks together?
Italian, we're brothers.
So now, is this just in the deep internet on Reddit and shit like that? Because a lot of the stuff like that, I don't even take as real because I'm like, this is not even real. What is it?
It wasn't, but it's enough that you're just getting pounded by it. And it's like, oh my, no. Well, what can I say besides no? And I'm only going to say it once, and I'm like, what else can I do?
Now, okay, this may be crazy conspiracy theory, and I'm not a conspiracy theorist, right? Okay,
Yeah,
I'm not.
I'm not either.
I'm not. But
Let me get out my tinfoil hat.
Could Vince McMahon have some sort of team of people? I mean, fucking countries do it. You got enough money.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
And
I already know where you're going.
Yeah,
Yes.
people do this all the time to shut down their competitors. Yes, I'm not saying that, but
Smear
yeah.
campaign.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a thing.
I think...
I'm not saying that's what happened. I'm just saying it could.
Could they all of a sudden they just like nitpick anything you say and then just start vomiting it on the internet? So it's like controlling.
I think there were on a lower level, for sure, I don't think Vince would have given one iota of a shit what I was doing.
Okay,
or
all right.
Number dropping. But then, there was the AEW owner mentioning something about all the negative feedback he gets on AEW or from bots, and then that was a thing, and it's just... Man, social media's a mess. It's disgusting.
Yeah. I mean, I
just look at my Instagram pictures and my muscles.
Listen, cutthroat billionaire businessmen are smart, and
they're crafty,
and they know that with enough money. I mean, countries do this, giant corporations do this. Like that, you can pay money and with
control the narrative
and control the narrative. Speaking of your company,
probably why he made that the name.
And it's like the NFL does this, and it's like, and they will put out stuff.
I know what you're talking about. The Jay Gruden.
Yeah. I mean,
a classic Jay Gruden of like the dude's out there and the thing, and he's doing the thing.
It's kind of scary because you're
it
like,
is kind of scary because they were holding it. It appeared as if they were holding knowledge of things that maybe he did, and they just waited till the time that they needed to release it in order to control the narrative.
Was that to get him out of his contract?
I forget when we were talking about it.
Paint him in a bad light.
It just looked very convenient, did it not? It's like, why?
It's like, there's a reason why John Gruden's suing the internet, because I think he thought that it did it to him. It's like, yeah, I mean, whether he's not a piece of shit or not, who knows? But it's like they released these emails internally for a reason. I mean, it seems like a giant corporation was doing that on purpose for whatever reason. But anyway, back to But we're bouncing around a little bit. But so let's talk about the hardships of even running your own company and starting it and getting it off the ground. That is, and people don't. I think they do realize, but without doing it themselves, it's just it turns into, you used to have a job and now you have a passion that never ends, that never stops, that you have to work 24 hours a day.
24 hours
it's
a day.
part of you now.
It's everything you think about. And then you convince yourself, if you stop thinking about it, you're going to fail.
I can't do anything with anybody and not think about this now.
Because you're
you won't
driven.
be able to chill out this mental thing you're going through, which we saw on the couch. I thought you were going to kill us all. Like, could have been.
I've come at ease.
It could have. Like, I don't think it's going to stop until June 11th, right? Like, or June 12th. My birthday, by the way. Happy birthday, me.
Then June 12th means we got to get to July, and then we're announcing something pretty big in June,
right?
Which means that's going to be a whole litany of issues. We're trying to figure out how to weekly produce television because it's not even starting a company. I think I'm more in line with how you guys started. It's starting a small business, which is harder than a company. Companies have structure and
investors
and backing
and it's
plans.
And the people running it's not their money, so they're just like, I'll get a new job. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like small business is usually the owners of the small business. They're so invested in themselves that they cannot fail, and if they fail, it directly hurts them as opposed to a company. You know,
everybody
so
that believes in it.
Yeah, because then they label you like, oh, I knew he would fail.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I mean, how many small businesses don't succeed? You know what I'm saying? Like, at least 70% or something like that. I mean, it's that hard. But so then it's like not even, of course you like, and if you ask any successful entrepreneur too, they've failed 15 times before the one thing. I mean,
I struck gold. I hit it at the right time.
Still you're not there yet. And EC3, I wanted to talk to you about too, where like if you do the irony too. I've laughed about this because like if you do become successful, and 20 years down the line. You'll look at yourself and you're like, I'm doing the same shit Vincent McMahon's doing. Because there's a bunch of wrestlers underneath you mad at you, and this motherfucker is making all this issue. You're like, oh my God, I turned.
You got the chains on. You're 60 years old.
I turned into what I hated, but it's like,
you're doing all the yelling and the weird shit.
But it feels good being that guy.
Then you push your wife out of a wheelchair. Then you're fucking you're pretending to fuck some cheat on her in the limo.
Pretending, yep. But
then you're like, you're running for Congress.
All this to turn into what I hated, which is a mindfuck.
Wow. But we did a loop of shows. This first time traveling like far. We did Cleveland, we did Detroit, we did a show outside of Wisconsin, and like. You know, you can't plan for anything to go right. So a bunch of things go wrong, and manipulating the shows on the fly, and like everything still becomes successful. Maybe not super financially successful, but creatively and moving forward, and we learn, and like success. And I'm coming back, and I'm just like, the day after, I'm like, I'm turning off, can't do anything. I woke up, I'm like, driving from Wisconsin back to Ohio, and I'm just like, ideas. And when my partner goes, "You're power drunk. You're drunk with power now because you can manipulate these people to do what you want. And it works." And I'm like, "You're right."
So, also, it's not like, you know, if you're a regular stressed out fat businessman, you know what I'm saying? Like that, because you don't have to also keep up your physique.
That's an excellent question.
Which is a full-time goddamn job. Seth knows.
This morning, what part of the freak out too was like, oh my God, I'm going out of town tomorrow. I got to pack 3 days of food. I'm micromanaging. I got rice. I got chicken. I got shrimp over here. I'm like, and I'm like thinking about all the other.
You don't just eat energy drinks and Mexican pizza? Like I do. Oh my God, they brought that thing back. I can eat again.
Oh, I didn't de-thaw. Oh, I didn't make the right protein pancake. I think I forgot
pancake.
I think I forgot to put protein in my pancake this morning.
That's why you're off.
You can drink half of mine if you want.
So yeah, eating this way.
You want half my protein pancake?
Well, because it's things that normal people don't think about, because like you're
You forgot your food this morning. I had to go get you some. I got your wrap.
Yeah, but I don't have to keep up this ridiculous physique that takes I mean, it is, if not a full-time job, a legitimate part-time job, being as keeping.
Well, you're performing
your physique.
too.
Yeah,
you know, it's not like you're just like a storyline, or we're gonna push this or push this person, or here's what I came up with and we wrote this and this is good stuff. You're actually performing, which I think makes a difference.
What is your workout routine, just so people know?
4 or 5 days of cardio in the morning, 4 or 5 days of lifting, 1 or 2 days of deep stretching, some yoga. So I'm doing something every day. The micromanaging of the macros and shit.
Yeah.
Like,
how much water do you're hydrated?
Probably 2 gallons a day.
Yeah.
A little bit less.
And you can't.
I drink 2 gallons of Ghost Sour Patch Kids energy drink.
I've been staring at that energy drink the whole time.
It's so bad. It's just so bad.
He's off alcohol. He doesn't drink alcohol, but he's just fucking pounds that
But
shit.
I just pound the other poisons.
If there's a zero by the carbs, it's not bad.
So
yeah, that's from EC3.
Let's talk about the business of professional wrestling, because like I know I put 2 and 2 together. I don't know that much about the business, but it's like, all right, you get viewers, you sell commercials, right, and that's where it comes, and then or you sell tickets to the show, and
there'll be merch rolled into that, I'm sure.
But there's also like paying, like it's a huge.
That's the hard part.
Yeah, paying all.
Are they all
the
independent contractors, or are they all under?
Yeah, for every major corporation, everyone's an independent contractor, and then for us, we're on such a small scale. It's not even talking about contracts or anything like that. We have core guys that we can build around, but we're also realizing how many young people that deserve a platform and talent are sacrificing also for this, because they can see the end goal in the big picture, and hopefully have enough trust in me that I don't become this shady businessman that used and exploited them and their hard work.
I like that there's a chance, though, that it could happen.
There's always a chance.
I like that, too. We told that to Sam when she signed on. We're like, there's a chance this goes real bad.
Every one of these guys, I tell them, you can't trust anybody in this industry, and I'm telling you to trust me, but you still can't.
Oh, I like that.
Well, let's talk about the wrestling
like all movies
industry.
at the very end. I told you not to trust anybody. It's always the bad guy.
As he's making you dig your own grave in the Nevada desert.
What did I say?
Well, the wrestling industry has had a reputation for, like, the wrestling promoter. I feel like it's kind of like synonymous with like a club promoter or any promoter, really.
I mean, it's got a carnival vibe to it. There's a reason they wrote it into Righteous Gemstones.
It
reminded
me at the beginning stages of MMA with the promoters for the very very beginning of MMA.
Yes.
I was like,
And I kind of, compared to like solar, there's nothing wrong with solar and the technology. It's just the people that it attracts sometimes are not the most savory individuals.
Yeah.
Or like, and then I think the wrestling is the same thing. It's like wrestling in the pure entertainment form. There's nothing that's scammy about it at all. It's just then you get some bad apples that ruin it for people.
It's usually not the performance that you guys are putting on that is scammy. It's what's everything else behind the scenes.
We tell you, hey, we're not really fighting, guys.
You're right. Everybody knows.
Right.
But so going
that pepperoni really went up my ass.
Hey, we had that guy in yesterday. Remember the guy?
Gorilla Blanco?
Yeah, Kenny Lester.
He was in here?
He was in here yesterday.
Right where you were yesterday.
He had a fresh
tell the
knee
couch had a dent in it.
Yeah, fresh knee transplant. He said he'd twist you up and spit you out.
He made up. Me and him kind of made up.
Oh, I didn't know you guys were fighting. I was making all of that up.
It was bad for a while.
Really?
Get him in here. Bring in Kenny.
What happened?
Everybody hates Kenny. Oh, yeah, now we're having to get the drama.
He had a leather fanny pack.
Yeah.
There was for sure a gun in there.
Yeah, he had a leather fanny pack, and when we said that's where he keeps his gun and steroids, his eyes went. We're like,
So
how do I get steroids? I want steroids.
Well, going back to shady promoters, I'm sure coming up in the wrestling industry, you dealt with a lot of them, right?
Yeah, and especially before the independents were more of an organized thing. Still, they aren't. But definitely shady promoters. But I mean, what I get, lose out on $20 here, 50 there. It's not like life or death, and it's lessons learned, and it's paying your dues.
It's got a stand-up comic vibe to it too. Where
that would say yes. That's
sometimes they don't even get you'll go, and I think earlier on I've talked to like amateur wrestlers who are like, yeah, I did it, and then the guy said he didn't have money for me.
Yeah, it didn't work out,
and that sucks because you go out there and you may not know that, and you I think. Especially if you're younger, like you're saying, the younger, impressionable people that are out there trying to do it, I think you have that zest and that energy. Like when you came to radio for the first time, your attitude was like really good.
No, but then
you would agree with that.
You
I'm not even
down by the industry itself because you start seeing the reality.
And that comes back to his nothing matters thing. You get enough nothing matters, and you're like, fuck.
Yeah, you do get beaten out. And speaking of that, like it's interesting to me, like speaking about how maybe WWE will morph your character into what they want. But I've heard countless stories about like their writers or whatever, they wanted a particular wrestler to be the heel, right? And then they're like, this is what you want. And even the person that's now famous would say, like, I didn't think it was going to work, but I did it anyway because that's what they told me to do. And then no matter what they tried to be the heel, and people were cheering for them. Like it was the exact opposite was happening. So it's like, well, how much do the writers even fucking know, and how much is this happenstance? So, like the crowd will all of a sudden just be like, we're going to cheer for this guy.
Yeah, it happened with New Day. I remember that. I think they wanted to.
It seems like
I think they wanted us to hate those guys, and then we didn't
love them.
Yeah,
I think too. The creative aspect was broken, and that was another reason I started this. It's just creatively broken and just unoriginal and repeats the same ideas. And a lot of the people that are writing for it are people that never experience what an athlete or a talent or a person of this nature, of this character would go through, and what they would overcome and strive to do, and things like that. And they became, too white and too black. Like there's no shades of gray. There's no context. Nothing matters. There's no long-term planning. So with your example where people are booing who they're supposed to be cheering or cheering who they're supposed to be booing, sometimes fans, and this is what I really wanted to focus on, they know what's real. They know, like, that guy has a shitty character he's being forced to play, but I know he's worked his ass off for 20 years to get here.
Yeah.
Like, I know he's, tore his ACL twice. I know he tore his bicep. I know he had a bunch of injuries, and I know he went through that, and I know he went through that shitty time in that one company, and he came here, and I know he survived through this, and this. Like, I'm not going to believe he's a evil pirate. I know him as a man, and I appreciate what he's done. So fans can feel that, and it's authentic. And I think that's what's missing in wrestling. And what I want to bring, especially when you bring new people, and their reality what really makes them want to do what they do.
It's insulting sometimes to your audience to force them. Like you're forcing, like I'll go back to your pirate gimmick you were using as an example. And you're forcing this thing and you just keep forcing it. And then it's like somewhere like the audience is like, you're fucking insulting me.
Yeah,
like, I'm not an idiot.
We're not buying this. Get them a bigger boat.
Yeah, like even these nerds, and I'll call them that with love, like the guys that are super into it, even the guys that I don't like that do all the chants and stuff that sometimes they ruin it for me. It's just like, even those guys though, but they're so passionate about it and they're not idiots. And they have money, and they like this, and this is their hobby. And then you take a shitty gimmick, and you go, "This is what you get." And we're gonna, and no matter what you say, we're gonna make you get it. And then people are like, "Well, fuck this. We'll flip it on you. Yeah. We're just gonna start cheering for the gimmick you hate, and then force you to change this."
Yeah,
like they did it with New Day's the only one I can think of recently, and it's not even recent. But
when Cena had his big, long stretch of being the top guy, it was 50-50 splits, kids and families cheering him and the hardcore fans booing him. But when I talked to him about that, he's like, how does that make you feel? He's like, you know what I don't hear out there? What? John, Peacemaker. What do you not hear out there? Right. Indifference. It's like, as long as we're making noise, we're doing our job.
Yeah.
Right? That's why you're rich and famous and sweet.
Speaking of that, who are like I know people don't want to ever talk bad about anybody, but who are some of the good ones in the industry that are legitimately nice people that care about other people?
Vast majority. Like, there's really very few like horrible. Honestly, the people that the most selfish and neurotic and obsessed. You talk about that one fan base who they probably attract themselves more because they think they're good people. More often than not, aren't. But the vast majority, like a John, was great to me as a nobody, coming up through a system, getting fired, staying in touch, being cool with him, working out at his gym, coming back, just always checking in. Like, I got a text from him when I started this thing. He's like, "Good luck, man. Doing what you're supposed to do."
That's huge, though.
Yeah,
right?
like,
Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
I mean, does it get any bigger than that guy?
Legitimate.
Yeah, it does.
A-list.
Yeah,
are you busy? Can you come?
Right. Yeah. How about a guest spot? Yeah. It's like it'd be like if Joe Rogan, that's a bad example because we don't even do oddly the same thing. But I'm just saying in the media space, I mean, or Howard Stern or somebody saying, "Hey, good luck with what you're doing," or "I like what you're doing." That's really neat. That's cool, man.
There is, and too, when you talking about all the bad, what the good is when there's authentic moments of charity and giving, and you give people like a moment with their family that they'll never forget, or you do a special meet and greet with a sick kid or something. It sounded so stupid the way I said that, but like, it's hard to talk about because it's so powerful for you and it gives you so much to want to keep going. So I think a good majority do good things.
Yeah.
And to reach that level probably means, like we say this with professional comedians that come through here, it's like 99% of them are super nice, genuine people.
Especially if they're really successful. Like if you're uber successful, like disgustingly successful. It's like sometimes we're like, it's because he's not a dickhead. That guy's a really...
Yeah. And if you were a dickhead, probably wouldn't be that successful, like one of those things.
But then there is one caveat at the very end. Right above good person billionaire is bad person billionaire.
Which I do like.
Yeah, he's like just one. He's like 1 billion higher. He's I'm a dickhead. 100% dickhead.
And he's successful because he's a dickhead.
Now, I don't want to run out of time in first segment because I know we have kind of everything planned out today, but let's make sure we plug the event again and
tell everybody
what you're doing and how we can participate.
Well, first off, I'd love you guys to come to Control Your Narrative CYN live at the Tin Roof in Orlando, June 11th.
Tin Roof's a cool spot.
It is a cool spot.
Sam and I laugh because Tin Roof will do anything.
They
literally do everything.
We're gonna get. I mean, there's $100. I know it sounds expensive in this shitty economy, but VIP meet and greet. But you get a food voucher. You get all these cool caveats. But then general admission's $20. We, selling tickets is hard now too.
I might head out there because I talked to my wife, and it's $20, dude. GM's $20, and then I was looking at it with Andrea last night, and for $100 you get to do a meet and greet, and like.
But for $20, just come for the 20.
Yeah.
I just want that room filled because we're filming for television, which is Pro Wrestling TV.
Cool.
And then we'll be developing our weekly show on that as that network launches. That is available on Roku. That is available on, Apple stores, all the places you
Oh, it's
get
like
apps.
a little Roku app of wrestling?
Yeah, and it's also
All
be
right.
a linear cable channel. So if channel 1567 is probably going to be Pro Wrestling TV. Oh, it's Control Your Narrative.
All
Cool.
wrestling, all this. Wow, I like that idea.
It's not, yeah, they have podcasts. They have a lot of
Cool.
banter.
Very cool. You have a podcast.
I do.
Yeah.
I kind of not like everybody has a podcast.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
Trying to relaunch it, one huge flaw we have is trying so much shit at once and not sticking to one thing to make it work first before we move on. So yeah, we have
It
a
could
podcast.
be fun though, right?
Yeah, it'd be fun if I wasn't having panic attacks.
That's
and
true.
passing
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, doing a lot of things that I'm familiar with this, but it
This is
seems
making
smart.
me laugh how much like you just need a few more muscles, man, and then you're this guy.
Well, I have
You're
more time. I don't have to
EC3.
work out.
And we call him TC3.
But that's the thing. That's why I mentioned the workout thing because, I
have an app. I have a training app.
No,
You'll get his training app. TC3 means TC3.
He won't do it.
He'll do it. Watch it.
I'm gonna do.
I'll give you the
steroids.
first month free.
Oh, Seth will be so mad if he does EC3 instead of his.
Oh my God! It's
it's not my workout. I just want you to come train,
EC3
period.
versus Petro diet.
Well,
Are
my
you still
diet's
pushing the
different
Petro
than-
diet?
Yeah, of course. I'm still selling
with the
something.
almond flour and the.
Oh God!
What is it?
Bird seeds.
Yeah, the bird seed.
I believe the word you're looking for is
You're
birds.
really, really not pumped up today. You're very mellow. Seth,
I was
today.
being. I'm
Something's
not stepping
wrong.
on
You
toes.
have another muscle man here.
I didn't know that's the way that they
Yeah.
math worked with
Yeah.
muscles.
I'm just
higher
I'm stepping
alpha-
on
Yeah, it's not supposed to cancel each other out. I
Well,
thought we were going to
easy-
have all the muscles.
Oh, I didn't want to be a dick and be like, oh.
No, I'm very curious about him. Like,
Don't be.
Don't be curious about it.
EC3 is a higher alpha in the room, so
Yeah.
you knock Seth down.
Who's the highest
he
alpha?
fights for real.
That's not how that
He
works.
fights for real.
Huh?
That's not how that works.
He doesn't
that's
fight for real.
Alphas are usually respectful to other alphas and just let them do their
Yeah.
thing. And,
It's the
Yeah, but
iron sharpens iron.
Not the animal kingdom. They fight each other for territory.
Or
but there's not a woman in here to fight over.
Hey!
the
one that's not available.
the weaker
I'll buy you
lion
boobs.
just.
I don't need boobs. I got enough.
Yeah, I know. I just threw that out
The
there.
weaker lion shrinks a little bit because he's like, oh shit,
Yeah.
I have a bigger lions. I'll just stay over here with the girl lions.
All that matters is that I'll fuck you up. Shut up.
Oh,
God.
there it is. There
What
it
is
is.
happening today? Jesus
There's
Christ.
the testosterone.
Yeah, it's here. It's here, baby.
That's my problem. It's low right now.
Is that a weird?
Drink some of your concrete.
You got low testosterone today?
I've been having that problem. We've talked about this.
Got a weird black spot in it.
Yeah. Like melanoma or something.
That's from Breaking a Bad, asshole.
Breaking a
What's
cancer
that?
bat? What is that?
So EC3. Before we go, I want
we have to?
Let's talk.
No,
about
we'll
Seth.
have you back for sure, man. For sure.
So Seth, the gentleman sitting next to you, I don't know if you remember this. Remember the guy that beat up Kimbo Slice back in the day? That's this guy. Yeah. He had a good run
Yeah, I
back
thought you
in
recognized his ears.
2006 or whenever that was.
You got the Kimbo ears.
It's covered up. It's covered up.
Oh, you got to cover. Show him your ears.
So, but then he
fine.
Oh, I knew I recognized
he
you.
did make a run at trying to be a professional wrestler.
Hey, trying. Oh, professional wrestler. I'm sorry. Yeah.
You were about to get that
No.
You were about to give him the
No,
smoke.
I was a little upset.
You're a professional
The thing
wrestler.
about, if you breaking into the industry, is it's so shady and it's so tricky, and then you're probably with the wrong people and stuff like that.
Well, I was with NXT, so that's what.
But
gave
you
me the
started with them then, right? So you got
No, you were just a trainer.
No,
You
no,
were-
yeah, I was the instructor. I was the jiu-jitsu and
Don't let him.
kickboxing
Don't let him
coach.
lie to you.
Coach.
This
But
guy
then
is a Brandon Schaub of lies over here.
Oh, no.
But I'm curious to what.
Not a liar. I shouldn't say that. I know you take that seriously.
Like, so
don't beat me up, bro. I'm just an alpha.
So advice.
I'm not mad at you. I hit him.
So it's now Seth's successful dojo owner. He
You have to
runs.
say it so dojo.
Don't say it.
I was going to say dodo.
Like it's a
I'm trying to be respectful.
the JoJo.
Well, the
I don't say
dojo
it
is
like
my
that.
passion project. The MMA gyms are my bread. That's
yeah,
my.
yeah.
When you're
my
You're
passion
winning
is
or
my
losing, just say you own a dojo.
I
You say it so clowny.
No,
Why do you say it,
fucking
Clown?
clown.
well, they're hard to take serious.
It is. Show him your ears.
Anyway, no. So anyway, but if Seth did want to pursue professional wrestling, I feel like
for control your narrative.
Well-
You could be the hypochondriac.
that's what I've been saying for you.
I had my thing for a little bit.
Hypochondriac attack.
I got more concussion.
Oh!
See?
He'll be a mute. I know.
I got a lot of
I got more concussions
concussion
training like in pro wrestling than I did in MMA.
Right? We're brain dead.
Awful.
We suck.
That's why I stopped.
It's horrible.
because you
Why do
guys-
you think I'm nuts?
Yeah, because it's again and again and again and again and moonsault and this and that and you fall on your head and break.
Everything.
It's too much.
Yeah.
It's too much.
And there's technique involved, but when you're performing and you're performing at such with passion and you're entertaining, that things happen. You hit your head, and then you can't just be like,
the adrenaline keeps you going too,
Like-
and a lot of these guys power through the.
Well, let's talk about and you're the performer in you. Like professional sports, you hit your head. The trainers run out. They stop the game. They're like,
if you
okay.
did that in wrestling, I'd be like, "Boo! You're ruining my show!"
exactly. Because the body or the audience would be mad if they're like, "Hold on, this guy really got a concussion. Stop the show. You can't do it." And I know you will never do that because
it's our job to not.
It's your job to keep performing. Although,
well, he might do it now because he owns a company. He's got to keep his guys safe.
I think you probably push past it. Even though, how'd you get your first bad concussion? I'm sure that's
First bad one is hard to remember, but when you started talking about it, it just popped in my head real fast. My worst was we had this big match in New York, Brooklyn, I think. Built up nicely, full house.
Was that the NXT Brooklyn deal?
It was, yeah.
That was a great show.
And I got my head rocked on the thing.
Turnbuckle?
The stage, like the iron stage, like a DDT on it, kaboom. And then just darkness, and I woke up in a trainer's room, and they're going, "Do you know where you are?" And I was like, shit, no. And that was like, it changed me as a person in that moment, because like,
when you have amnesia,
Scared.
That's really like
that's
when
my
to
last
hear
fight.
it actually put.
Did
like
he just
that
tap
is
you
not
out?
all-
Did he
no, I wrestled the whole match.
So you had no memory of it.
None. Zero.
So you
But you
carried
got-
through, and then they just
yeah,
laid
and
you
it
out.
wasn't like subpar for sure, but got through without hurting the other person. But yeah, it was just dark. Like,
How you kept going after that?
Well, you've
was
done that.
insane.
You
I've had
have
that
so
for my
much in
last fight.
common with EC3 because this guy's a king of concussions. Hard Rock
Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Yeah,
He's
he's
the
a
king of Kentucky, too.
He's
He
definitely-
wrapped a chain around his neck and then stuffed himself in a barrel, and then we crowd surfed him around Hard Rock Live, and then when he came back, he's purple, and his head had been punched by multiple fat dads out there punching you in the head.
Well, you do start looking. You're like, well, old age will. Who knows what it'll bring,
Right.
but it's probably I'm not going to remember where my slippers are. Like the chances.
I think that's the least of your worries.
You might leave the hose on and flood the garden.
30-year-old Tommy's going to walk in and I'm not going to recognize, but you think about that stuff. Like,
Who are you? Where's my son?
It affects people differently,
Yeah, it does.
and some people it affects really bad. But back to professional wrestling, it's one of those things where you get a lot of concussions, and then the show must go on. But that's how you hurt yourself more.
Oh, yeah.
And then so how do you combat that? How do you safeguard yourself from that?
I would say WWE was very cognate for a long time recently about protecting people with concussions and not allowing them to work without going through rigorous processes and testing and things like that. And you take a baseline test when you're signed, and then if you ever get one, you have to equate or exceed the test result to ever come back. So they very much, if they see something, they will pull quickly. But sometimes in the heat of the moment, you don't know what's going on, and you just keep going. And they're not sending people out. They have, I think, recently, but they do everything they possibly can. So kudos to them. On the other levels, I think society's well aware of the repercussions and the context of concussions, but it's hard to say how protective. But nobody's on any level throwing anybody out there that's hurt, and then if anybody is hurt, it's on them to say they're hurt.
Well, that's the thing, though, because I can imagine if I was a professional wrestler and they have changed protocols and they're trying to follow society, or hey, these people are getting hurt. Like, what are you doing? But you as a business, and a lot of these wrestlers, like, you get forgotten about. You're out of the limelight. You know what I'm saying? So I can imagine getting a concussion, hiding it because I don't want to be out the next. I don't want to miss my chance. One guy slides in, and then I just fucking don't tell it.
This is for all sports, by the way. Like whether it's MLS soccer here in town, I've seen that when the protocols come through, there are people that are trying to skirt around the rules and get in early or because themselves.
I've done that.
Yeah, I imagine
after that one I just talked about. There was another one later. It was on the main roster. I know I had one, but I was like, I'm making money. I'm on the road. I can't lose this spot, even though it's horrible and it sucks. And I kept going and I kept going and I kept going. And then one day I showed up at TV and the doctor saw me and look how tan I am. They're like fish white, and they're like, "You okay?" And I was like, "No." And then did the test and I was all discombobulated. Sent home, recover. Took so long. When I get back, there's a pandemic and I'm fired. So what a time, huh?
So
that's what made me insane. For the better.
So it is. It's cool that you started your own thing, and I enjoy anybody who goes out on a limb and takes a chance and decides like, hey, I'm gonna try this.
This is a compliment.
A lot of people, it's scary.
Sounds good.
It's a compliment. Seeing your stress and your little freak out this morning, I'm not belittling it. I'm just saying it helps me to see someone else freak out because we do exactly what you were doing. So to see you have a thing where you're like, I'm really stressed out this week, I'm like, that makes me feel better because we were just having this conversation.
Honest to goodness, this conversation has helped me get out of it, and I'm like really excited.
Well, we'll have you back, man.
That's why I
definitely have you back.
It's therapy here.
Yeah.
And we got to talk to the Tin Roof people, too. But Tin Roof, June 11th, I want to make sure I say this. Get your tickets. I'm going to try to come out there. It's the day before my birthday.
Yeah.
I'll try to come out there and maybe bring my wife. That would be fun. She loves the wrestling.
Tell her to bring a 30-year-old brunette from here.
Okay. All right.
Single, no kids.
She could. And see, he stays in his lane. What about you with the teens?
He's too old.
30. Seth is like,
ew.
he like 22.
I've changed.
Yeah.
I get it.
I'm still. I can't get over it.
You know what makes me mad?
Sorry.
When I see like entrepreneurs like that are seemingly stress free, and like you see the Mr. Beast out there, he's like, I'm having fun. I just gave away an island. I'm like, where's your stress, Mr. Beast?
Yeah.
Why aren't you freaking out?
Because EC3 was on our couch, he's pounding his head, and he's like, I'm going to kill you all if I can't figure this out.
Yeah, this makes me feel better. I'm like, oh, he knows. EC3's stressed out. I'm stressed out. Good. Mr. Beast, he fucking giving away an island.
My stress is gone, actually.
No, mine's still here.
Breathing. As an athlete, I'm terrible at breathing, and I'm trying to incorporate that. I was trying that today. I don't know if you know. Like, I was trying that shit. I start fucking panicking.
Yeah, no, that's a technique.
That is, but I do the 4 second. I got taught the 4 second ones. You inhale 4 seconds, hold 4 seconds, exhale 4 seconds, hold, exhale 4 seconds. It's 4 second count beats.
Now mine's 4 seconds in, 5 second hold, 6 second exhale.
Whoa.
What? Yeah, the 4, 5, 6.
It's an odd number. I don't like it.
Yeah, you'll 4, and then you hold for 5, and you exhale for 6.
I take my anger and I push it down, and then cancer polyp.
right on the anus, right on the rectum.
And then I'm like, one popped out.
Let's take a little break. Hey, thank you so much, man.
Thank you guys.
We really appreciate it. June 11th, Tin Roof. And where can people just go to your website and check out?
At The Real EC3 on Instagram. On Twitter, I never use it. On Facebook, Control Your Narrative on Facebook. At Control Your Narrative on Instagram. ControlYourNarrative.co, because I was too cheap to buy the .com at first.
I didn't realize it was cheaper to just get the CO.
Oh, it was like
M's are expensive.
$2,000 difference. But I did
know that.
I did buy the .com. I just have to build the website around it, which is another.
This is what we say. You're saying all the same things we say. The same stuff. Wait till you get your app. Oh, pay to the ass.
Oh, no,
everybody's going to hate it. Oh, they're all going to hate it.
It's being developed.
As soon as you put it out, they're going to shit all over it. Oh, fuck you, Dan. I'm like, I got no more money.
Oh, I can't wait to notify people crazy shit. New rant from EC3. What else? Yeah, and for the training app, join.freeec3.com. Promo code AWAKE gets you your first month free. I make your diet, I make your nutrition. It's very civilian based. It's not like alpha athletes like this.
Not all birds.
If he wanted it, he'd be like, he'd laugh at it.
Yeah. Are you going to laugh at it? Don't laugh at it.
No, he wouldn't laugh at it. He'd
We're
be
having
like,
a good time.
well, I could do this and then 10 more things plus Where's my post-workout? Yeah, he would know.
Oh, they're going to fight in the break.
I'm agreeing with him.
I mean,
we're going to fight during the break regardless, but we're agreeing.
EC3 will win. Bigger
so.
muscles are bigger.
There's less cancer in EC3.
I went to the beach last weekend, too. It's because I started putting lots of sunblock on.
That'll cause cancer. That'll cause cancer.
Yeah, I know, but I get the
yes, it does.
It does.
I went to the beach this weekend, too. I went to go clear my head, get away from it all.
Yeah, I did that too, and then got more stressed.
Yeah.
Then beach, it depends.
I went to. Here's my mistake. I went to
beach.
PCI.
What's that?
Postcard Inn at St. Pete Beach.
Oh, Postcard Inn. That's good. I went there
oh my God, they're brothers.
Yeah, but then it was like a flesh pit, and like people
what's a flesh pit?
Like people just grinding.
Oh, I like that.
Sounds great.
I like grinding. Yeah, who doesn't like grinding?
It was in that moment I realized I'm sick of this shit. I've done it.
Hold on, I want to go to Grind Beach.
Where can this alpha male hit up Grind Beach? Because I got a little dick and I'm working the grind.
When I would take walks and lay on the beach alone, I was perfect.
Walking's for people that are fit. I just want to sit and have someone grind on this elf.
All great thoughts are conceived while walking. That's Nietzsche.
We do have to take a break. So
right,
here is, just listen to this, and we'll be back right after this punk rock band.
I shouldn't hold my breath, thinking I'm not any other. What did I think?
I made boiled peanuts over the weekend, gave some to your wife. She continues to text me D's nuts.
Oh, yeah.
As a joke, and I laugh every time. You know what? Your wife, she's like me. She's fun.
That's fun.
She's a lot of fun.
It tells them 90s, these nuts.
You know what? Your wife sends me the D's nuts. I'm like, there's a lady that knows humor. But the reason I'm able to make delicious boiled peanuts, and one of the keys is like really good ingredients. I'll give you my recipe. Copious amounts of salt. You got to have green peanuts. You got to have sembol biolic. It's like a Asian spice that I put 4 scoops in. And then you use crab boil mix, or just regular like Zatarans, right? But the real key is quality water. I don't make any sauces. I don't make any gravies. I don't make boiled peanuts. I don't boil pasta without using Guardian water from my RO system. And I am so spoiled now that, yes, when I go to an Airbnb and I cook, one of these stupid dance things I'm going to, please edit out stupid, Sam, I can taste it. You can taste the pasta taste like whatever, the well or the chlorine or the fluor or whatever, the chemicals. Yeah. It doesn't taste like my delicious Guardian water. So that's just a simple tale of a man who just loves cooking and why he loves his RO water.
Yep, Guardian water will install the RO system underneath your sink. You
don't even see it.
A separate, faucet.
Yeah, little faucet. They'll put it where that little stupid soap dispenser thing that nobody uses, they'll just put it there so it looks the way it should have looked from the factory.
Yeah, or if you want a complete conditioning system for your whole house, they use Westinghouse Systems. Great brand.
Westinghouse has been in business for, years and years and years.
It'll protect your pipes. It'll protect your appliances, all your, faucets and shower heads. Stop that calcium buildup.
Not to mention the brown stain. You know the brown stain you get in your toilet that everybody thinks is like you left a poo-poo in there?
No,
It's not. It's your water. Your water stains the actual porcelain.
Yeah, if you have a bunch of sulfur water, well water.
It's disgusting.
If you're having any water problems, they'll come to your house. They'll show you, test your water for you and see if you can benefit from a Guardian Water Services system.
Also, the efficiency of your water. You use less soap. It's just better water.
Yeah. They're a local company, BDM owned. They do a lot for local charities, like Yellow Brick Road. They're all over Florida, so give them a call. Josh is great. He's the owner. He's a BDM.
Wonderful dude.
It's GuardianWaterServices.com.
Every time I think about it,
welcome back.
That was abrupt.
I'm the alpha male, Dan Dennis. Why haven't I thought of that until now? Welcome back to Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Dan.
Tom, real quick, we're doing
Which mic are you on now? Did you move to his mic?
You okay? What's going on back there?
What are you doing?
It's soaking wet. Well, you sprayed it down with a gallon of Lysol.
Why did you do that?
The baby.
Why did I spray this?
Wait, what's wrong with you?
You sprayed the whole thing.
No, I did not. I sprayed
you're sitting in
some alpha sweat.
It's alpha sweaty. EC, did you put on some sweet sweat? I used to
He just came from the gym, he said.
Oh, that's why.
You just worked out.
I'm moving over here.
You work out in the gym with sweat on.
Yeah, I remember that's when I'm working out.
Slap his hat off.
Yeah, hold on.
Oh,
Yeah, beat him up.
if you guys start
Punch
fighting,
him right in the cock.
I
He's
could do
too
nothing.
nice.
You told me to.
Oh, no.
Oh, no, I meant it.
No, sir. It could be that way.
He farted.
Come on, I'll sit there. I'm a like.
Hey, switch seats.
EC3 farted.
wet.
I'll sit there. I don't
Lick it,
care.
Tom.
The
See ya.
alpha spectrum
Oh,
is
he's
EC3.
leaving. Oh, he's mad.
Then me, then Seth. Because
whatever.
no sweat doesn't bother me.
Yeah,
Well,
I'll sit right there. I'll lick it.
Hold
You
on.
guys do it.
I'll
Seth,
lick it.
I've worked out in the jungle before. Everybody's sweating all over the place. You
I am
roll
totally
around
fine. I will wrestle all day. I'll do jujitsu all day, and I'm sweating. Guys, sweat drips in my mouth. It doesn't bother me.
See, this is
for
why-
some reason when I'm in normal clothes, hanging out, I don't like touching wet things.
Yeah,
especially
once you're dry,
Once
you don't
you're
really
dry.
want to.
Okay, hold on a second. You guys are
I'm
some
with him.
babies.
I'm with him.
I just
In normal clothes, you're in a cut-off
He's
jean
fresh
shorts.
and clean. He
I
doesn't
know.
want
I'm
to sit
fresh
in
and
this
suit.
person's sweat.
You're wearing.
It can't be that
wearing.
sweaty.
Goddamn.
Hold on,
You're
let me
wearing
check.
brown jean shorts or gray jean shorts. Oh yeah. Oh wow. There's a lot. There's a lot. Wow. There's a lot.
Oh,
Okay, there's quite a
you
bit.
guys seen Coming to America,
That is
right?
quite a bit.
We're gonna have to wipe that.
You guys
down.
remember the Soul Glow where they're all three guys are sitting on the couch and they get off the couch and they're just dripping with
yeah,
the Soul
the Soul
Glow?
Glow. I
You guys
remember
remember
that,
that part?
Yeah. Now you're racist.
That's right. That's nothing to do with
Oh,
it.
man.
This is just the EC3
88.
version.
Don't say it. What's happening?
It's about 88 pounds of sweat right there.
What is happening?
Well, to be fair, the air conditioner went up to 85 degrees again.
Yeah, 88 degrees.
This thing has got some good range, though.
And he's stressed out. and-
Yeah, that's good. Just extend the arm. You're fine.
I got it.
It'll dry. It's fine.
So, Seth,
I haven't had that much sweat on the couch since Big Tim was here last.
let's talk about something. You mentioned
What do you wanna
that
You don't want to talk?
No, I said, what do you want to talk about?
I want to talk about the
I know it's
breast.
going to make
Let's
fun
talk
of me.
about how he wanted to do an ab picture with EC3, but he couldn't because he had belly hair.
Yeah, you like.
I should have asked him.
No,
I feel
he
bad.
said he's
I
like,
didn't shave my
wanted
belly.
me want to do ab photo with EC3, but me no shave. Me sad.
And then he pulled up his shirt and rubbed his little stubble.
and then they made noise. They're like,
Because I wanted to
it's
see how
like touching
hairy
the end of a guitar wire that somebody snipped.
So you mentioned that you want to buy a breast augmentation for a new employee.
Christ.
I was hoping you weren't getting these for your soon-to-be wife Tracy.
Well, there you go.
What?
I offered her a full-time job, paying what she's paying now at her full-time job.
But
which
she
is
wants a
good
breast
money.
augmentation?
Maybe.
She is lovely. I don't think I'm out of turn in saying that because I have seen them.
She does have amazing breasts.
Some
Yeah.
would say that I start every morning looking at those, and some would say that your beach trip this weekend, I told Tom to do an old pension
No,
zoom.
come on.
Got to do the old pension zoom.
I remember the picture.
So,
I didn't see it. I'm going to go look now.
so
look.
you,
On mine or her?
so you're
on
talking
hers?
about
On
Tracy.
yours.
You're not talking about a stranger.
Yeah, I'm talking about Tracy.
Okay, see, we thought you were
Yeah.
just
I thought you were just
auditioning
giving away
random
to
women
some
for
Well,
Boob
if
Fat
Tracy-
mom
if
is like
Tracy
your new
doesn't-
receptionist, and she's like, I got brand new Fakos from Sam.
If Tracy doesn't want it, then I'll put the offer for somebody else, but I offered her first.
But
God,
why?
you're such a weirdo.
But
Why are
why?
you such a weirdo?
I'm joking. It's for Tracy. It's only for Tracy. I'm never.
What
buy
does
boobs
she
for
want
someone.
one?
She's open. She's like, yeah, I would like. She's looking at pictures and she's kind of into it. So I'm like,
Oh,
Who brought it up?
Is she looking at pictures that you're showing her?
Open to it, that means she didn't bring it up.
no, it's weird. It was okay. I said something first, like something dickhead, of course, at the beginning of a relationship about you're the first girlfriend that I've had that without fake breasts. But I didn't mean that.
Oh, that's a classic.
But I didn't mean for that I wanted her to get it.
They love that.
But I didn't mean for her that I wanted her to get it.
You first girl did not have fake boobs.
Because her boobs are
These gross. These gross.
no.
So you mentioned
Boobs
that.
are always
I
better
mean,
when
maybe
they're
she's
big
not
and
fully developed yet. We might want to wait a couple years.
She's got buds. Yeah, there you. Don't be squishing the buds. You'll degrade the growth.
Yeah.
I like
a woman
I like
has to
the
grow
way-
into her body.
I personally, I like the way that I've had many fake, and I've had many because I've slept with a lot of ladies before Andrea, and I like the way that regular, fleshy, fattier boobs feel. I like the
Okay.
I like the feeling of a. I like them heavy. But I like,
Yeah,
and this
heavy.
is just me. I am not anti breast
it.
augmentation. Do what makes you happy. Do what makes you feel comfortable. And ladies, it's your body.
Yeah.
But I don't think I didn't hear her. She came to me and said she wanted one, and then we started discussing it. It was more like you said something. If I'm correct, you said something like an asshole.
Yeah, that was an asshole. But it was a long time ago, and then nothing was ever brought up.
I'm sure she forgot all about it.
Yeah, well,
women forget things easily,
They
right?
make their
Tim?
bodies.
I'm not
insecure.
saying I'm the perfect person.
I never heard you say
Don't ever say that.
I did do.
But I don't think she even needs it.
No, she
That's
don't
what I'm
need it.
saying. Based on
No,
the pictures I've
they're
seen,
not small.
She doesn't need it,
No,
but I'm
they're
not
not
going to
small.
stop her if she wants one, and I will be that person.
That's
to buy
fair.
Them for her.
I think that's fair.
It's her choice. I'm not pressing it on her, but I will say that I would try to get a 2-for-1, like I'll do a BBL too, and a.
What's a BBL?
She doesn't need a BBL either. She has a nice ass.
You're gonna ruin some. Oh my god!
All I said
You want
was
a Kardashian.
no, I do not want to. No,
That's what you're going to turn her into?
No, I don't want that.
Leave her natural.
Yuck! Yeah,
I
she's
do like the
still
natural.
young.
She's perfect. I know.
When she gets old, then buy all
Yeah. Wait till she's like my age.
so
Well, I'll
talk
just
about
do
Wait
it.
till she's like 45. Like what is it? Palace of Versailles. She's walking around with a bunch of peepee dogs.
I won't know her then.
Why did you say that like an old man? Did you hear? He goes, "I won't know it." Your voice changed. You sound like a fucking old man. You went to your real voices. I won't know it.
And it's not because I don't want it. It's because I'll probably be dead. That's what I meant by that. Not because I'm going to break.
Why
up
would
with
you be dead?
Because 60s, that'll probably be.
Why do you think that? I just came from my cardiologist yesterday because I've been having these dizzy spells where I'm going to fall down and pass out in the bushes outside.
Your ejection fraction is probably low in your heart.
It's no, they tested everything and he's like, "Yep, you're just
crazy.
He's like, "Yeah, it's all in your brain. You're just you're nut."
That's what they say.
You're nuts.
And then you're like, I know. Like, I've done this
Yeah.
before.
And then I walked out. I kid you not. The black nurse lady that was there, she's so sweet, and she's been with this particular doctor a very long time. This lady and this doctor both knew my parents as the same cardiologist. And as I was leaving, she looked at me. There he goes, baby. There he goes. Always so damn sad.
So
She's so sweet. Always makes me feel good.
you want Tracy to be your receptionist?
Yeah, so this is the thing. So I'm so big, like I can't keep up with all I can't do all the marketing, all like the inventory stuff. I can't do like all the lesson plans, all the teaching, student retention. There's just so much stuff. You know, we just talked. You guys just got done talking about business.
Not working hard enough.
Yeah.
That's what I say.
I am, and I'm doing it. I am, but I am.
never say I can't do it.
If you were more
I'm not saying I can't. I am doing it, and I can do it. But wouldn't it
maybe
be better
a little
if I
more
could?
dojo, a little less breast augmentation.
Yeah. Well, wouldn't it make more sense if I could pay her what she's getting paid now, free her schedule up a hell of a lot more, and maybe do something a little more fun for a living and help me at the same time? You know, it all work. You know,
It might destroy your
What
relationship.
exactly-
it might, yes, and
Yeah.
it did destroy my marriage. But
Wow. So you have the case study in front of you.
yes, but just because it didn't work
Exhibit
one
A
time,
is the Smoothie King experiment.
she is much different than my ex.
Don't even compare. They love that. They love that. Don't even
What
bring
are
it
the
in.
job duties that she's going to be having to do?
Wait a minute. He has to stop laughing at duties.
Yeah. Okay. Give him a beat.
Now, hiring your girlfriend to work for you sounds like a good
Did
idea.
you notice that I didn't say girlfriend? I said soon to be wife. I'm channeling that.
Yeah.
I'm channeling
Well, he
that.
hasn't
of course.
proposed.
I'm putting that out
know.
there.
So,
no, I know, but
idea.
I'm putting the energy out there. I'm doing
let's
it
go
because
I
back
wouldn't be with her right now if I had not.
she is
about
a very
doing something.
sweet person. She's one of the only people that, like, when I decided to pull back from drinking, that actually wrote me like a little note to say, like, "Hey, I'm really proud of you." Like, it was like really meant a lot to me.
She did.
Yeah,
Ooh,
you guys-
she's texting.
very
really.
nice. It wasn't through text. It
Slid
wasn't
through the
text. It was
DMs.
just on one of those dating apps that I'm on.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, no,
so
she don't like alpha men.
See, what does she have to do? Because in my experience, when when the old rich guy
He might have been. Her. It may have
hires
been another listener. I don't know.
hires his young trophy wife or girlfriend,
I like that.
They just sit and do nothing.
Wait a
because
minute.
of the-
No.
They know that the old rich guy, they're because it's the relationship is not now boss employee. It's now boyfriend girlfriend too, and there's no way anybody can emotionally separate that.
It gets muddy. Yeah.
It will, and I know it will.
Impossible.
I like what you said.
And then
But I just feel like if anybody can work it out, we could work that out as long as she's up for it. Like as long as she
how
wants
much
to do
power does
you're
she
the most
wield?
stable person I've ever met, so maybe this right. Or this is a goddamn
I mean,
worst
it's
idea.
gonna go
Not
one of
for
the two
nothing,
ways.
she did already move out of your house, so she couldn't live with you. So maybe don't work with her.
Damn.
I was less her and more the animals.
Animals.
still been
I
a
saw
thing.
the picture on the beach of her dog. Her dog is a dire wolf from Game of Thrones.
cute.
Have you seen that thing? It's humongous.
It's the only thing
many
that I couldn't. That's the only thing that we couldn't relax on the beach. And she knows. She agrees. She knows this is an issue with
That
us.
dog is taller than I am.
We could not relax on the beach with that dog.
You can't say that.
She hates the dog.
Yeah, you gotta.
And I
hates
love
the dog.
dogs, and you know how much I love
know
animals.
you do. I know you do.
And everybody
What
else
if
in the
you
whole,
buy,
and all our friends, everybody knows
Is it like a
this dog.
training issue? Maybe just
It's a dire wolf, for Christ's sake. The thing is,
She's
it's the
my
biggest
house.
dog I've ever seen.
It's just a dog that does not belong in Florida and does not belong in a house. It belongs working, herding
Oh, make
sheep.
the dog work for you. You said the
Yeah,
dog
super
belongs
cute.
working. You solved your own problem. You're a genius. Get the dog the breast augmentation. No one's ever done that. That'll make the news. Get more signups for the dojo because you are the only dojo with a dog with fake tits.
and then she has.
That's brilliant. I don't, take it or not, but that's fucking brilliant.
Bone, make the shirt.
I got so
Oh,
many
no.
good fucking ideas. EC3, if you want people to come to your wrestling event, get Seth's dog with fake tits out there. It's a ring girl. It's holding up the thing. It's a look at that dog's tits, and then suck the dog's tits.
Jesus
You say, look at
Christ.
those bitches' tits,
Yeah,
right?
look at that bitch's tits, and you're allowed to say that's
Yeah,
the
you're
shirt.
allowed to say it.
That's the shirt. It says, "Look at that bitch's tits," and it's
Yeah.
got Tracy's dog but only the top set. Only the top set are fake. Everything else are those saggy purple dog tits that hang down for the puppies.
So they just had babies. And
Sorry, I was holding it all in for the first segment because they were too serious about muscle business. I had too much built-up muscle business inside of me.
There was a lot of anxiety during that first segment.
Oh my! There was a split second when he was on the couch.
When he started saying he was
grabs his
crazy?
head, he goes, "This week, I'm having a mental breakdown." I'm like,
I
this
literally started
motherfucker-
looking at the exits.
This motherfucker's gonna kill us.
Because you heard about this one this week. It's about Chris Benoit. And I was like, holy shit.
I felt safe because Seth's
No,
here.
not me.
I'm like,
Oh, I didn't
Seth,
see that. I wasn't
Seth's
here at
gonna
that time.
walk out the door. Seth's gonna be, I ain't time for this. And he's driving.
I'm not
home. He's
getting paid for it.
he's-
If you give me
no,
money,
you're
if he starts
protect
going crazy killing him, you better like $500. Kill him. I'll jump on and choke him out.
$500, that's cheap.
Oh, that's about right.
You'll do it for $300.
That's true. No,
Don't let him talk to you. like
it's
that.
true. It's true.
I'm like, oh, he already beat his head too much. He can't do the job anymore. Fuck it. Anyway, so back to Tracy becoming your secretary.
shit. Yeah.
Now, I know, it's what gets overconfident.
Not my
people.
secretary. She will be the dojo manager.
Well, hold
See,
on.
that's a lot of
Well,
work,
that is.
though.
I was going to say.
No,
like,
it's going to be a lot of
anybody that thinks that is an easy job is insane.
Well, my
'cause-
point was that you were saying that it'll free up her schedule a bit. And
No.
everything you named did not sound like
no,
it was
it'll
gonna
tighten
free
her schedule.
No, but it'll help because I need her schedule free to help me at the dojo.
But she works
a
a
lot of
day
times.
job, right? She does her art. She works a day job.
Yeah, she does her art, just for fun.
Just for
now.
fun.
Just for fun.
But
now. And
what's her?
She works for Penske. She's a manager
nice.
at Penske. She's some type of manager at Penske.
Obviously,
I don't ask too many questions to Andrea either
Yeah.
because it doesn't matter.
And then she tells me all the things, and I listen to half of it.
I do that too.
I don't know about relationships, as you guys
We know.
But I have been married for quite some time.
You've been able to hold it in the you are the most successful married person here in terms of length.
So at least I have that, and okay.
There's
So
no spine.
when I often see my wife do something, whether running a family is kind of like running a business a little bit. You make decisions for your kids and like for the household and stuff, and then people have to. Some people will have to run it by themselves, but some people they run it together with their spouse. And
here's a fun fact. Our wives think that they run this with us. They do.
Yeah.
They say it all. Does your wife say? My Andrea was always saying, "Well, it's a partnership, the four of us." I'm like, yeah, right.
I do not.
Well, you cheat on me one time, and I'm bringing the fucking hammer. You're getting nothing.
Well,
Absolutely
I don't know.
nothing.
She owns
Legally,
half of it.
legally,
No,
it would be.
no.
She's a quarter owner,
I've been
technically.
hiding shit. Like my dad hid money. Why do you think my mom was okay when he died? My dad hid money like a fucking gangster. I'm doing it too.
So anyway, back to being in a relationship.
Don't look at the drop down.
I often, and speaking of relationship, kind of like a business or whatever. So we're running this business together, the Van family business, and I see my wife make business decisions for the family that I disagree with.
Okay.
Lots of times.
All right.
Lots of times.
So you're saying this Seth will be dealing with this?
Or I see certain situations
Can you give us
where
an example?
Where I look around, I'm like, there seems to be a lot that needs to be done here, and she's sitting on the couch.
I hate that.
Yeah, and I'm saying there's a lot of laundry.
So you have that too?
Yeah. If I'm like in the shower doing something and I come out and she's just laying on the bed and there's a whole pile of laundry, I'm like, come on, babe, like, help me out a little bit. So
I'll tell you what you got to do.
You say so, okay, well.
I'll tell you what you got to do.
I jokingly say it, but you know.
What I do is I walk over to the bed. I'm to give you a serious way you handle this. I walk over to the bed. Andrea's piled up the laundry. I'm guessing as if to let me know I'm supposed to fold it. And then I just take it and I push it all on the floor and then I get in bed. You got to try it. You got to try it.
Well, some people run their business differently.
Yeah, I'm a different owner.
Well, no, I can't do that because all the laundry's on the dog's crate and not on the bed. I just get in the bed and the laundry's still sitting there.
So,
got too real.
My point being is that I damn sure don't fucking say anything because if I did,
it's gonna go poorly.
It's gonna go poorly for me. Like I don't even now for the business. It would probably benefit the business if I did say anything because maybe she would do something about it. Now, by the way, I'm sure she sees 10,000 times more ridiculous decision making and horrible all the stuff. To me, I just can't think of one.
She just looks out front. Like your constant addiction to digging. I mean, like I know for a fact. Sam and I had a conversation about your digging addiction. It's not even. It's a purposeless.
I don't know why you're
it. Anyway, you see, you're addicted.
I'm trying to fix it.
Why you don't hire a person that knows how to navigate routes?
You pay for other dumb shit. Why don't you just pay for this?
Dude,
this is literally ruining your hands.
You pay for all the dumb shit.
No, okay.
We bought.
See, he doesn't want to hear the truth about his addiction.
We bought
addiction.
Oh, come on, this is fun.
Addiction.
No. So my point being is, in your real business, when it's not just a relationship business, if
by the way, you should not compare your relationship to a business, but go ahead.
It's kind of like a fun business. It's an analogy.
Like a fun business.
It should be a loving relationship.
Well, it is. It's like Fazoli's. It's a fun business. You can
be in love, but you still have to run your life like a business, right? There's money, and then there's decisions, and there's happiness.
When you're married, it's like more of a business. When you're just dating,
partnership,
it's not so much.
And sometimes you got to fire people.
But anyway, so back to
divorce.
My whole point being, how the hell are you going to tell Tracy, criticize her in any way in the work environment
and not have it
affect your relationship? I don't think that exists, because if you criticize anything or she's not working the way you want her to or whatever, you could say that to an employee and they have to take it. Who gives a shit? Because you're not your employee's friend.
Sure.
You know, then that's why bosses usually don't become friends with their employees, because it muddles the water, right?
Yeah.
And because then now it's like it becomes emotional instead of just pure business. How are you going to breach a topic of her? Like she has her feet up on the desk or not working to your
feet up on the desk. God, you run take your feet off the goddamn desk. I just bought that desk.
No, I'm just saying.
I mean, I already do that now. She comes in for like the kids class sometimes, and her gi is she has a sports bra and her gi open. I'm like,
what's wrong with that?
I say it. That's her.
I'm signing up for the dojo.
Yo, if you buy her bigger tits, guess what? It's going to open some more.
Yeah, that's true. Sam brings up a good point. She knows tits.
I know.
Yeah, she knows big tits.
Fall out of her gi.
Oh my gi! Don't laugh at that. That was dumb mom joke.
I love good mom jokes.
So then what do you say? You're like, hey, your titties are out of your gi.
Put your titties away.
I'm like, babe, come in with the clothes. It's not appropriate at all.
It's not appropriate to come in here with your fake tits hanging out.
And iron your gi too. Come on.
Iron your gi? No, I ain't ironing my gi.
So
I iron my every Sunday.
Really? Every Sunday?
Every Sunday, 8 gis. It takes me 2 hours to iron all my gis.
If you don't laugh at the fact that Seth irons 8 gis on Sunday, then you don't know comedy. That's the funniest shit I've ever heard in my life.
Literally what I do on Sunday. It's my 2 hours.
I
go to Whole Foods and I come home and iron all my gis.
You're an old man.
Take that, all those PDMs fucking with me. Like, Seth's way cooler. You look at us going out on his boat. He's fucking ironing geese. Not doing shit for 2 hours. He's ironing geese for 2 hours.
Fucking
ironing.
You don't even know how to iron. I don't either. We tried to do it.
I got a really good one too. It's a hose connected to some water and it like it sprays like big time steam.
I'm not joking.
It's fucking good.
Daniel had to iron my suit one time at a hotel because I don't even know how to iron at all. I've never used an iron.
I ironed his suit. I tied his tie. He was like, I had a son.
Yeah, I'm still
I had
bad
a
at my
son.
ties.
Anyway,
I do fun stuff. Like I'm with the Fair Villa with her last night. You know that.
Okay, hold
we're
on
gonna
a
talk
second.
about that.
That's
a whole
on our
other
list.
thing.
Issue number 2.
Sorry.
But okay, so
Hold on, I gotta get
I
my
think
medical
that we're
marijuana.
mature enough. I can't get through. Hang on.
Me think me manure enough.
No, I know that there's gonna be. I know it'll be hard and it'll be and I think that's what she's thinking about. She's like, "Can you give me time to think about it?" I'm like, "Of course, you can take time to think about it." I just,
One,
I think that it's gonna
two.
be. It'll be hard, and there are gonna be fights, and there's no way not to carry it over because it happened in my previous.
You got to
thing.
leave it at the dojo.
But I think I've learned from that.
this leads me into my next topic because I think everybody listening to this is like, why do that? Just hire another
Correct.
dojo manager.
Because I don't want my money going to somebody else. I want my money going to her.
which means you
therefore-
keep your money.
Such a cheap.
That's not.
That's exactly what you're hearing.
Hold on. Are you taking out the boob job money from her salary?
Yes.
No. That's going to be that's
Oh,
sign
that's
bonus.
a-
I told you.
that's-
It's
oh,
a
it's
sign bonus.
signing
sign-on.
No, you know why? It's because if Seth's paying Tracy, then somehow, like every time Tracy picks up a tab or whatever, like somehow
he's like,
like he feels like it's
This is sick.
somehow
man.
paying himself because he looks at like her money's my money.
PF
No.
Chang's, me no have to buy
I want to build a future with this is you're looking at it in a dick way, which I understand. I'm a dick.
Okay, as long as you understand.
Okay.
Kiefer Sutherland and Seth
I
Petrozelli.
understand.
The dick way.
I'm looking
The
at it.
dick ray reality? I think that is. People call you you're a dick. I'm like, that's reality. I am just saying the truth.
Reality is dickish.
I'm looking at it from the point of view where I want to build something huge with my partner for the future. Like I want to have
So
dojos
she gonna,
together.
like,
She can
share
run it, I can
the
run it.
dojo with
Yeah,
you?
like I would want her
You're
to be
putting
like
her on the
an
business
ownership-
license?
Yeah, 100%.
Oh,
I would do.
okay.
I would do that for sure. 100%. I would try this out, see how it works out, and then maybe go maybe 60-40 at first. And then maybe the next dojo will be partners, and then like because my
that-
instructor, that's what he does with his wife. They both run it, and they both take turns going to this dojo, that dojo.
Is he a mentor? Have you talked to him about how he balances that with his wife?
He drinks constantly. I'm just joking. He does not.
Oh my
No,
God, do I have to cut that out?
No,
He got
I'm just
real for a
joking.
second.
Well, this is funny.
He does
too,
kind of what he
because-
does. He just listens to what she says.
Well,
You're not going to do that, though.
I can't.
and Daniel knows about this because I was telling him the other day, but I was stressed out about some clients and overworked, and then I was like, I went to Crystal. I was like, hey, while the economy is, the housing market is rough, it's hard for people to buy houses, like business is slowed down.
Sure.
I was like, maybe I'll hire you, I'll pay you a small amount of money just to, handle some of the clients and go out there and try to find
help
some
keep
new
us
clients.
organized. Yeah,
And then
spend some plates.
She was like, "Are you fucking joking? Like, I can never work for you or work with you because we would drive each other crazy and it would ruin our goddamn marriage." And then I was like,
She's right.
You're right, Mama." And then I fucking moved on, and she was 100% right.
Yeah,
But
she is
in
right.
my mind, I was like, well, if I pay her, I'm just paying myself. It's the same shit. And then it's like, I can get away with paying her less, and
I
she'll
can
do
blame
more.
everything on her.
I
She'll
am not
do
going to pay her
more.
this. I want to pay her a good amount. Like I want to pay her what she's making now. It's close. She's making a good amount.
Well, it doesn't matter because you're keeping the money.
I'm not though. It's her
Like
money.
if you could pay her
I would never have- I
$90,000
never-
a year, it wouldn't matter.
I don't ask her for any money ever.
The
really.
point is, Crystal knew.
Sorry, snorted.
She knew what we all know is that don't go into business with your spouse,
Uh-oh. I already
especially.
did that.
And you're right. Majority of times that's correct, but I've seen it work.
Well, not bringing your spouse into your like it's different with Samantha. Like you and your husband, you started your business, but you started it together, and
Yeah.
then so that's a little different.
It
than
also grew organically, I feel like, which is different than just flipping the switch.
And imagine if you started this business, grew it, and then brought him
bring him
in,
in, yeah.
and
that'd
then,
be different.
because then it's like how
He may not even have wanted to do that if you had already had that freestanding when you guys linked up. I don't know how long you've been together now.
unless you're
20 years, 15 years.
If you are crazy logic,
Since 2007.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
By the way, I could do this with another crazy logic robot. If I had a logic robot as a spouse, because I can
Well, let's get Andrea on this.
eliminate me and Andrea. If
Oh,
we
they
were
can get some
married,
shit done.
we could do a business together,
They
no
get some
problem.
shit,
We
but
never
the sex is so boring. My God, two robots are like, I don't know what to do. Me neither.
Put it
What
in,
are we
take
doing?
it out.
This is.
Yeah.
Would you like to go work on business? Okay.
yeah. We just stop having sex
Yeah.
at one point.
Yeah.
It would be like jacking off, more efficient. Anyway.
Yeah, I could see that happening.
I like blasting. I like jacking. Okay, agreed.
Yeah, we wouldn't even live in the same house. Anyway, but as soon as you bring any emotion into it, that's when it gets, and it's inevitably
Well, you're pretty emotional too. You're a sensitive person.
Sensitive.
So I feel like it's gonna go. If
But we'd have it. Our duties for the dojo will be totally like I want her to run the marketing. I want her to run the inventory stuff. I want her to.
Are
run
you going to be able to do that though without you like no?
See, that's what I'm worried about.
I'm worried about micromanaging.
This prize wheel not big enough. We need bigger prize
Like
wheel.
you might be paying her like the same amount she's making now, but are you going to be working her harder?
Yeah.
What's your expectation?
Man, you're going to be browbeating
It'll
the
be
shit
40
out of
hours
her.
a week.
Because if I was your girlfriend,
40 hours a week? What are you, Elon Musk? She works more than that. Jeez, that's too much.
Yeah, that's not the new 2022 work
The new
schedule.
standard.
Yeah, the new standard is
3-day
22
work
hours.
week.
Yeah.
3-day work week.
Yeah, work from home.
Yeah.
Can she do this job from home?
She can do. Yeah, she can do a lot of
she
it. She doesn't have to
remote
go
in?
anywhere. She can literally do it from the
I
house.
know what that means.
Okay.
You're just tanning in the backyard.
She can do a lot of it from the
And then you're going to be breaking the door down. What
are you doing?
Get to work.
You're tanning again.
But there's also going to be. I want her to go to like different businesses and offer discounts and stuff like that to like the owners of other businesses.
She'll do
Any nervousness about people finding out she has an OnlyFans when you have her
It's
like
2022.
working at the
You can
dojo?
shut it down.
Yeah. I mean, look at Seth's business. If you go on the internet, there are horrible things about him like on the internet.
That's true.
Yeah, that affected him all the
Dog
time.
collars, pink hair.
So
That's all stuff that. Why are you making fun of my way of life? Who
No,
cares?
I'm not. I think it's
No,
fine.
not you. I'm saying and people in general. Like,
Gotcha.
Yeah, but then the audio on this show
Well,
is
like,
horrible.
let's not pretend like some asshole parents aren't going to be like, oh, she has an OnlyFans. I'm not putting my kid in. You know what I'm saying? That
That's
shit
true.
happens.
That is very. It'll probably. Yeah, it'll happen. But I mean, at that point,
I'd go there because of her.
Yeah, me too.
Well, you haven't yet, asshole. Get over
That's the
there.
only reason I want to go.
I'd be like, maybe if I drop
tried-
off Maisie
you know,
there,
he
she'll
is-
talk to me.
He has
I
signed his
drive
kids
by.
up for every fucking summer camp except for yours.
and your wife posted on Facebook. She's like, I can't get them off the iPads. What? And I'm like, maybe 2 or 3 times a week in karate will help.
Oh, no, they go swimming even though they have a pool. They go to...
I want to text her. Stop posting your goddamn business.
They go
on the
to
internet.
American Ninja Warrior.
They do. They go to American Ninja.
Really?
Yeah.
What the f?
Fight.
We like American ninjas.
I do it. 88. It all goes back to white supremacy. Yep, I do it.
Me and EC3 in the parking
He
lot.
knows. He does.
I'm like, man, my back is sweating.
Mine too. Let's roll them together. Did you really comment? Maybe bring it up to the dojo 3 times of karate?
Yeah, I wrote. She didn't
What'd
like
she
it
say?
either. She didn't do anything. She didn't respond. Usually she does, but she didn't
Yeah,
respond. Other people did. They put laughing emojis and thumbs up and.
Yeah, I mean, like it wouldn't be a bad idea. I don't know if they have time now that they're in every other camp because they're doing like golf lessons, chess lessons.
At least once or twice. If you don't try it, you don't know if they're going to like it or not.
He's
You
right.
have no idea.
He's right.
If you try it once or twice, then they hate it. Then okay. But if they're like, oh, this is cool, I get to.
Now
do
you're
these
gonna have
kicks.
to. You have to do it now.
I want them to. I don't know. You think I'm in charge of any of this? Like, I just show up and they're
I
like,
don't
we're
know.
doing this. Take them to this.
Well, you need to pull your 50% ownership of the business of your marriage.
No, I gave up that long
Yeah,
time
he
ago.
sold it. He sold it like Bruce
sold his
Springsteen.
share.
Sold the whole catalog.
And that's probably why
nothing to
it's
show
working
by it.
for you right now. But I don't know. I can't do that. I'm gonna have to be. I want to give her, ownership and in charge of stuff. But I also want to be like, oh well, let's try it this way.
Well, that's the problem. I don't think anybody is going to live up to your work expectations, especially since, like, if you built this and then now you want someone else to do what you're doing, then that's when it's destined to fail. I think
That's why I want to maybe give her ownership, so that way she takes the pride and initiative and wanting to build it. But I don't know.
that sometimes doesn't matter to people.
I know.
It depends. Now, it could.
It all depends on her. Yeah.
This could be perfect, but statistically. 90% chance of failing, and I think that's and you think in your mind, well, what if it worked like this? But the problem is, if it does fail, then it could be catastrophic to your relationship, right? Because how can it not bleed over to your personal relationship if she's pissed at you as being her boss?
Right.
Like,
so then
who can do that? You know what I'm saying?
There have been times when Andrea and I are working in close quarters about something, even family related, not even business related, and she'll say, "Yeah, I can't do this." I mean, and she's pretty logical.
Well, because, it bleeds over, and then no matter what, how are you going to separate that? Like I said, you'd have to be a crazy robot.
Yeah, it's too hard. And you take advantage of it. Like, I will naturally, because I know she's, like, dedicated, because she's skin in the game, we're married, we love each other. It's kind of like, that old phrase, like, you always hurt the ones you love, because you do, like, subconsciously, I do believe that you will lean on and stretch their time. You will stretch their work ethic. You will stretch what they have, because at the end of the day, the chance of them leaving or quitting or whatever is
terrible.
It's just, I don't think
I do it to
subconsciously.
It's a micro calculation you do in your brain. We all do it. We don't control it, and it sucks, but I think it's a thing.
I'll do it to Crystal all the time, where I'll give more attention to this business, to our kids, and then I'll ignore Crystal.
It makes me feel guilty too when I'm called on it.
And she knows it, and we're talking about this. I do it because I know she'll be there no matter what.
100%.
And that's not fair.
No, it's
because
not.
I'm not putting the time in equally, and I'm utilizing the fact that I think I know she'll be there or whatever, but now it's our money, so she'd have to live a different lifestyle.
I say that though, but then there are times when I'm like, she'll always be there, but then there's like 1% of like she won't always be there, and then sometimes I'm like, that's fine.
Yeah, but then have you ever gone?
But not very often am I. That's fine.
Have you ever thought about the pain in the ass a divorce would be, like splitting the money? You'd have to sell your house, live in it. The kids are crying. They're like, you failed.
I don't have a lot of concept of the money thing. The failed dad thing makes me want to cry. We're real talking. But then there is a little bit of excitement that I get about getting just new, chubby, my age women at my, big chunguses that I'm banging, and I'll get fat drinking every night.
But after the money's gone, and then you're living in an apartment.
Well, I'm stealing their money. I'm leeching off of them.
So, okay, back...
The Twitch chat wants to know why Seth is in the BDM parenting subgroup.
No, I was just...
They want me to ask.
How did I get in there?
It's a target-rich environment for your dojo.
So someone added you didn't ask? Oh, that's weird. So
maybe I did just so I could post something about the karate thing.
I think you did. I think maybe Tony added you so you could try and,
It doesn't matter. Listen, leave me alone.
Let's.
I'm going to be a parent.
Maybe people don't want to post their kids in there because they think you're weird. I don't know.
Oh, well, that's really weird of them.
Let's.
It's very judgy of you parents.
Speaking of Seth wanting to just pay Tracy and therefore pay himself, I get a text the other day. This is yesterday.
Okay.
And Seth's like, do you have a hookup at Fair Villa still? All right. Which, and then I'm like, in my mind, I'm thinking it's because I'm like,
he needs him to sponsor one of his dojo tournaments.
I was like,
Dojo dildo.
I thought I started running through like a bunch of different scenarios where Seth is like doing some sort of. I was like, maybe because Fair Villa offers a lot of clothing.
Me break dildo.
Well, I wasn't even thinking any sort of sexual wellness product. I was thinking of more like the costuming.
He needs a cape.
I did buy my Halloween costume from
He needs some boots.
Because I was thinking of and then I was thinking
he wants a mug with a marijuana leaf on.
And I was like, I wonder if he saw at Fair Villa, like maybe they make some sort of silk ghee. He wants to go look at
silk ghee.
Silk ghee.
Wait a minute. Copyright that. It's a silk made ghee, and we'll call it Silky.
Silky.
Yeah, Silky.
That makes sense.
And then I text Seth back that I was like, yeah, we know the owner, Bill Murphy, and then Deborah comes in every month.
Yeah, I've known Bill and his wife and Deborah for like 20 years.
And then I'm like, why? What do you need? And he's like, I'm looking to buy a cock ring.
Why do you need a cock ring? That's for people with diabetes.
What? Really?
So help them hold an erection. That's what a cock ring's for, is to help you get a.
So then I'm like, do you
vibrate anything? ring on the end.
Ah,
It's a cock ring with
vibrating cock ring.
Yeah.
So then I'm like, do you want me to message our client at Fair Villa and say my rich friend is looking for a discount on a cock ring?
Yeah.
Can you hook him up? Or like, I'm like, this would be embarrassing to
They're
text
like
someone.
15 to 20 bucks.
Yeah, I'm not texting
No,
that.
they're not.
What kind are you getting? You get
Yeah,
the
what are you getting?
metal one?
There's lots of. They literally range from $10 to $15 all the way to like $100.
Yeah, there's hundreds of dollars
Okay.
if it's a metal
What were
one.
you looking at?
But even at $100, what are you like
Mid-range.
10% off your cock rings? Like you save $10, you're rich.
It's something.
But why?
Did
what
you
does
get
it
a metal
matter?
cock
Do you
ring?
bring
Yes.
coupons to Whole Foods?
No, actually, I do not. I use my Amazon code though to get a discount.
There it is.
And then I told Seth, I'm like, this is an example of mentally ill cheap because just the effort of you texting me, do I have a discount at Fair Villa for a 10% off a cock ring so you could save $8?
Yeah.
It's more time and effort
It makes you a crazy person.
than
It's
it means like the time it took you to do that costs more than the $8
Yeah.
you saved. That's what I'm saying. Your
You'd
time
never
is
even
worth
notice
more
it.
than $8. Anyway.
$8 is $8, and it was $15 because I bought two. I knew once we went, we were going to look at other things and get other things and stuff like that.
Oh, how much stuff did you get?
It wasn't that bad. I don't remember what it was. It was like 100.
That's not
It was
bad.
like we saved $15.
What color
And
ring
then-
did you get?
Well,
what color?
by the way,
Black. Oh, all right.
I am not.
It's
I did not
contrast.
text Fair Villa anything, and then Seth. And who does this? Did you just ask
all
for
of
a
our
discount?
listeners do that. At every, are you crazy?
Okay.
They all do it.
Well, if we advertise it, then it's the thing.
Sometimes,
But
even if we don't advertise it,
Well-
they'll just, hey, EC3, give me free tickets. All right.
What I said, quote, was, "Hey, do you give Tom and Dan discount? I'm the third one, Seth."
Oh, the third one. Is that how you refer to yourself now?
Tom, Dan, and Seth.
Well, hold on.
Yeah.
I
The
get
third
a
one
discount on
would
a
be
cock
Sam.
ring.
I know.
Yeah, Sam wants a cock ring.
I can't panic. Then I just said, "Oh,
I
I'm the
want
third one,
the
Seth."
Pipe Dream Extreme Tuna Taco.
Pipe Dream
Nice.
Extreme
I'm
Tuna
looking-
Taco.
I'm looking at all the
they
different-
gave you a discount.
And they go, "Yeah, we can do that." And I'm like, "All right, cool."
Oh, my God. They have a
What's
Tom and Dan
embarrassment?
button? I didn't know that.
No. I think they just felt
God, I
bad
went
for
full
you.
price
really?
on the lingerie I squeezed my wife
I
into.
thought that was the whole gimmick. Was
No, we
you
never
mentioned
advertise
that-
a Tom and Dan discount.
No shit.
Never
well,
had one.
go there and just say that, guys.
Stop that. Come on, do it.
Try it out.
We want you to mention Tom and Dan, but
Yeah.
we had no idea you're.
Well, I
they're
mentioned it,
Yeah, you did.
and I actually said discount with it though. I'm like, "Hey, isn't there like a Tom and Dan discount?" And then I said, I'm the
I
third
wonder
one,
how many
so-
companies will just give you a discount if you asked.
Well, maybe when he says they're part of the fucking show, they're gonna because they probably think
I
they
get a
work
discount
here.
at Chipotle all the time. I say, hey, can you give me a discount? I have a gun in my pocket. And they do it.
So, what do you need
They
a cock
do it.
ring
She
for?
was sweet. Like, no, I don't need a cock ring. It wasn't to hold the blood in my penis.
Have you used it yet?
Yeah, we used
Did
it as
you
soon as we
rush
got home
home,
last night.
or do you put it on in the Hellcat
No,
as soon as on the drive home?
No, we got home, put it in the charger as I ate my dinner real
Put
fast.
it in the
and Tracy was
charger.
like-
What are you eating? What are you like? La bird seed pie?
I had before I had chicken, grilled chicken. I had.
Do you season it at all?
season? Yeah, it had some Italian seasoning on it.
Italians? Any salt?
I had steamed broccoli, plain, no seasoning on it at all.
God!
And I
Broccoli plain is horrifying.
and I had squash,
All right.
butternut squash.
Me squash that pussy.
So,
Got him. So easy.
and
So I was charging as I ate.
why did you want the
Or did she want you to have one because it
No,
wasn't
I just
rigid
wanted
enough?
something interesting, something different, something fun.
But by the way, 22-year-old girls
Yeah.
never even seen a cock.
Well, I brought it up.
What's called
obviously.
22-year-old guys
I'm
don't
like,
need
hey,
cock rings. Cock rings are for old
I
men.
mean, she obviously has a vibrator. I'm like, hey, you know they make cock rings that have vibrators on the end of it.
Yeah,
so
do
it can,
tell. She didn't say
when I'm
that.
having sex with you, it can stimulate you. And she's like, oh, really? Okay. I'm like, well, you want to go check it out? So I was like, yeah. And then when we're there, then she saw the little vibrator that she kind of was interested in. It has it's a suction one. I didn't realize that was a
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, that's the one I have for Andrea, the womanizer.
Oh, it's like
She'll leave you soon.
Yeah. Oh,
She doesn't need you after that.
you just signed your fucking death warrant.
Just wait. Wait, listen to this.
You
So-
signed your death warrant, bro, because that thing is
I know.
thing is.
So I walked-
It's like shopping for a new vacuum with your maid. It's a tell.
So I walk in. We walk into the room. She lays in bed. I go in to brush my teeth. She already brushed her teeth. I went in and brushed my teeth, clean up. I like to be nice and fresh.
You put a
I
wipe
walk out.
over.
I walk out, and she has a big grin on her face. I'm like, "What's so funny?" She's like, "Nothing." I'm like, "You already came, didn't you?" She's like, "Yeah, I used it." I'm like, "Motherfucker." Oh my
God.
god! So she used it, and she's like, "But I can,
But I
she's
can
like,
fake
go
it for
again."
you.
That's pretty much.
It's still gooey in there.
Come on.
Well, that's how it happens. Like after that, it's like after that
It's
happens,
definitely
it's kind of like it's not going to be the same. It's like after EC3 sits on your couch.
Yeah,
It's
that's what
all
it was
wet
like.
the rest of the day.
I don't
It
wanna
smelled better
embarrass
though. It smelled a lot better.
So, all right, let's.
Well, it's longer than that because I hit record late.
Okay,
And we
yeah.
have everything, but it's just like the timing's going to be up. So it's like we got to take a break.
Okay, so we'll take a break. Do you got any stories?
Don't we have a?
I have either news or stories.
Let's do the story. I love the stories.
Okay, we'll do some stories. We'll do a couple.
I hate
dump
that
'em out
you're
topics.
sad. I don't like sad stuff.
because it makes me look like an ass, and I'm an ass. My stories.
People like, and you can take it too. You're.
I know I could take it. And this person deserved it, so it's fine.
All right, and you be the judge.
But you guys got to tell me if I already told the story already. So once I start, you be
we
like,
tell the same stories all the time. It's fine.
That's true.
The name of the band is Bishop's Green. The name of the song, Raven's Cry. We'll be back with more A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan momentarily. 1-844-TOMNDAN if you want to call in. We'll be right back.
Just got a call from a friend asking me about our flooring sponsor.
Oh, yeah.
And they're like, "Hey, what's the name of your sponsor
Wait a
again?"
minute, was this Seth trying to get free flooring?
No.
What is he doing?
Seth is trying to get free C rings. I'll
put
tell
that
you
in
that.
the- no, my
It's at the show. Anyway, and I was like, "It's at home floor store."
Luxury vinyl C-rings.
And I'm like, and there's. I tell my friend to use At Home Floor Store, but I say it's not because they're our client. It's because they are the best flooring company that I can recommend.
It's the best
because it's most affordable
and best value. Absolutely,
yeah, best value, and they care about their work.
Yeah.
They're not a gigantic corporation. Again, it's BDM owned. Justin Whitaker.
Yeah, he's a great dude, and the flooring he can provide you with. He works with Shaw, a lot of other top-tier companies. I have Shaw luxury vinyl planking throughout my home. He did 4 floors. 4 floors in 5 days. That's all it took for the install. It was so fast and so clean. It was like nobody even entered my home. It was amazing.
And with the luxury vinyl plank, they could lay it on top of your existing
That's what
flooring
sped it up, yeah.
so that it doesn't have to be total demolition.
It was not a mess. I thought it was
Yeah.
going to be disgusting. Everybody hates when you're getting new cabinets or flooring or carpet or whatever. There's this period of time where you actually get to see the real dirtiness of your home, like the real nitty-gritty.
Yeah.
No. Never had any of that. They just came in and laid new luxury vinyl planking. It was amazing.
We got carpet. I got that wood plank tile.
It's beautiful.
We did the demolition where At Home Floor Store did that as well. They got a demolition
Your
crew,
tiling is
ripped
the
it all
best
out.
looking tile I've ever seen in a house.
Their installers are great. They're craftsmen. They care about their work.
They really do.
They care about the quality of their work, and it's great. They'll leave the samples. They'll come to you in the At Home Floor Store van. They'll be like, "What are you looking for? Luxury vinyl plank? You're looking for tile? You're looking for hardwood? You're looking for laminate?"
A lot of it you can
carpet.
do online. That's what I did with Justin.
Yeah.
This is years ago, but we went back and forth. He's like, "You like this? You like this?" I was like, "Bring those two." I did it all online. It was kind of like it made it so simple. It was so simplified and easy.
Yeah, and if you do want to look at multiple things, he could bring you to a private showroom that they have.
Yeah, he has that capability too. If you feel more comfortable that way, he can make pretty much. It's like a la carte. Whatever you want, he can provide it.
In Tampa, all along Central Florida, they got a huge area that they cover. Just give them a call. Their website is great. It's athomefloorstore.com.
There it is. Welcome back to A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. I am Dan.
I'm Tom.
Samantha, Seth, and did you spill the?
No, I didn't spill the book.
Did you spill the concrete juice you're drinking?
No.
It's
It's all sitting in my stomach now.
We're doing another beer release with Hourglass Brewing in Longwood, and it's going to be a beer that we partner with Danger Brain to do all the art. It's great. It's called Dad Jokes. It's a golden ale, and we're releasing it June 18th, the day before Father's Day. And so as the event starts around 11, we start selling the beer in cans at noon. First 100 people are going to be getting a prize with their purchase.
Is there a limit?
I think it's they have the. I think
Like, can I buy some for me? Buy some for somebody else's dad?
Yeah.
Dead?
I think you could buy as much as you want. I think they brewed a lot. Plus, they're looking into distributing it to a couple of our partners and stuff. But if you want to come to the release, we're all going to be there. I invited Seth if he wants to come out.
Well, I didn't know. You guys always do things so early on Saturdays.
What are you doing early?
At noon. So what is the correct time?
I teach from 8 in the morning until 1 p.m. on Saturdays, every Saturday.
Hey, well,
if Tracy takes the job, maybe.
Hey.
Just come after.
I'm going to invite her to the beer
What
release.
size?
Because people will be hanging out all
size?
day.
What size? What?
What size?
Oh, I don't know. Big. Whatever big is. Probably double D's.
No,
my
she got too
God.
small of a frame.
Teardrop. What? That's the
Teardrop. What are teardrop?
Teardrop. Teardrop.
Tracy got teardrops, guys.
Yeah, but she's a small woman.
Yeah, she's
her
tiny.
frame is small, so they can hurt her back.
She's 5'9". She's tall.
Yeah, but
She's 5'9".
She's also
she's
slight.
Very.
Yeah, I mean, how big is her waist? It's like 15.
Yeah.
I don't know. Her waist is skinny, yeah, but then it's supposed to look like an hourglass.
Oh, wow.
There's back problems and anyway.
Back problems.
yeah.
She's strong. She holds back problems. She holds Skodachi stance really good.
Okay. All right. Let's to these stories.
So anyway, join us at Hourglass June 18th. Get there around 11:30.
Did you notice he just flexed and looked at himself?
I didn't. I had an itch, and I was like, "What is on?"
Oh, I thought you were like, oh, yeah, look at these.
He did have big. I was looking at my boss like, damn, his biceps are pretty big.
He looked good.
Yeah, but
He looked good. Lot of
You're
blood,
saying his
sweat,
legs?
and tears in the gym.
So you came up with a new
Game
bad
show.
story.
It's
good
a new
story.
game show for yourself.
We need
where-
an intro. Jackal, if you're listening to
Yeah.
this, make an intro for a good story, bad story.
I don't like calling him Jackal. That is so morning radio.
Well,
we'll get
this
the
is what
Jackal
That's
on
what
the
he
theme
named
song.
He's
himself.
doing a parody song.
Danny boy.
I don't have many of these stories. I'm running out. I've spent all my material.
No, you haven't.
Throughout all the years with you.
No, you haven't.
There are
The ones that haven't been said
Look,
can't be
man,
said.
the Rolling
No, but-
Stones are on a 60th anniversary tour.
There are thousands of micro horrible stories.
Yeah.
And it's up to me and Daniel to
vet these.
Yeah, no.
And you said it yourself Thursday. You said, isn't microdosing everything just the way to be? So even if you've heard these, just give us a little bit of it. We'll riff on it.
Yeah.
Refresh ourselves.
You don't have to do a 15-minute stand-up bit here.
Your
Just
legs
tell us.
do look good. I'll give you that.
Thank you.
I like your
Jeez.
legs better than his, but he had you on arms.
Yeah, arms of his arms.
And you have him on face.
Oh, thank you.
You have him on face.
But he had hair.
He has better hair.
Yeah, I got. My buddy wants me to fly to Turkey to get hair.
You gonna get that turkey hair?
He keeps sending me pictures. Good friend.
I hope you come back with feathers.
He sends me videos and videos. He's like, dude, here in Turkey, you got to go to Turkey. It's cheap and it's the best one they do.
I've heard they're really good for dental work. No joke.
See?
Yeah. People go to other countries for
But
cheaper.
Turkey specifically
He's like,
for
bro,
like
What color are you gonna go with? Oven gold?
He just keeps saying, bro, you don't have to be bald anymore.
That's fucking good, right? Oven gold.
Now,
Salsalito.
I have they do suggest that when you start losing your hair, you start the process and then you add to it instead of going from full bald to full
No, I like it.
turkey.
I like it.
because you're going to be. I've seen the TikToks. They're going to be a plane full of middle-aged men with blood dots all over their
blood
scalp.
dots, yeah.
There's just all blood dots.
You're gonna wear the American flag bandana for like 3 months.
Hide your blood dots.
Every guy I know that's done it, like they'll hide in their home, and then the only time you'll
When I
see
wear
them,
my
you got to
hat.
fly a drone over their yard, and they come out of their house wearing a robe and an American flag bandana. They run to the mailbox, get the mail, and they run back
They're
in.
like, I see the blood dots.
I'm an animal.
I mean, I wear my hats all the time anyway, so it'll be covering up.
Yeah,
You'll
yeah.
see the blood here.
No, you got to put an American flag bandana on it. Okay. Put a little bandana on it.
How much does it cost in Turkey?
I didn't look it up. He sent me all the information, and I don't know. It was a few grand, but
Well, that's way cheaper. Like
Yeah.
here,
Yeah,
it's
it's-
like 5 or 6.
Wait,
Yeah,
get that
that's
for
the same.
Tracy instead of the boob job.
well, I told Tracy that if she does that, I was going to get a little bit of work done too. I'm gonna get my little pepperoni nipples sucked out and down.
You're gonna get lipo on your titties?
Yeah.
No, come on.
I swear to God,
You're
cosmetic
officially
surgery.
the craziest member of the show.
What, you're going to make your nipples smaller?
No, not my actual nipples. The fat
Your
that's
pecs?
around the nipple.
Yeah, The Rock did
like
this.
You see, I can pinch in this little fat.
The Rock. Supposedly, The Rock did this, where like if you're like because The Rock is older, right, and you can't fight the Fudge. That's the saying. So The Rock. It's just true.
You can't fight the Fudge.
That's
Is the thing.
I made that up. That's the saying. You can't fight the Fudge.
That's the name of the show.
So what happened was The Rock. He got older, right? But if you look at his Instagram now, he's never looked better. Have you seen him lately?
Yeah,
it's
he's
incredible.
chiseled.
It's incredible. But he got his just underneath. He got his titty sucked
I've
out,
always
and
had-
now he's perfect.
Yeah, but I've had this since I was little. Like when I was like 12, I remember having like
When
I've
you
always
were
had-
kicking
I've
in
always
the
had
doors
fat
of
little
your
boobies.
grandma.
And
Hold on, let me see.
I get made fun of for it.
Like I see
Can
it.
I
Let's see your
squeeze
titties. Come on.
It does.
No, it's a fat.
No, hold on.
Yeah, I
That's
see
fucking
it.
skin, bro. That's
Yeah,
skin.
No, I see it. I see what you're talking about.
No, there's no. I see nothing.
Put your shirt down. It's gross. Fucking horrifying.
This is the equivalent to.
How hairy would you be if you let it go?
Not that
Full
hairy.
curls?
No, it's really not that hairy.
This is.
I would like to see him grown out.
Yeah.
body dysmorphia. What is it called when you?
Yeah.
Body
I don't
dysmorphia.
think it's horrible. I'm not doing it for any like reason. I'm not getting paid, to be a model or anything like that. I just always
We
see
know.
it.
We're
and I
saying
don't
it's
like
because
it.
you're crazy.
This is a
Why am I crazy?
Because
But
you look
millions
good
of other
and you
people.
think that,
Thank you.
and you think that you don't.
But I don't know. Well, I know how I feel, so I want to make me feel better. That's all that matters, right?
Okay.
That's what the ladies say, and we
It's
go,
your money.
yeah.
Do what you want.
Yeah, your body.
I'm just gonna
Can it
ask him.
fix
I'm gonna
your
ask him.
ears?
Is there anything else you? Hey,
Wait
oh
a minute.
my
That's
God.
legitimate.
What if you suck the fat out of your titties and put it in your ear?
No,
and
that
you
may be
get titty
bigger.
ears.
The only
man.
other thing that I would do is get my my hemorrhoid cut off. That's
Let me do it. Let me
It's
do
out?
my fissure. No, it's the skin. It's the extra skin that's left over from it. He
That's
said.
your
Oh, yeah, you
tail.
gotta
That's your
cut that.
charm.
But he said that's gonna. He said he's like you're
my pokey
You're not gonna be
little
able to
puppy.
sit for like a month. It's gonna hurt. I'm like and I know how that is. When you have really bad constipation, the burn.
I don't get it anymore.
No, I never get it either. But
I don't
I remember when I
But
used
you're
to.
also a hypochondriac, so I feel like as soon as you're flying home or actually as soon as you're walking out of the Turkish building,
And they're like, "Oh, your hair looks great, my friend."
you're walking, you got the blood dots,
Oh,
you're in
you got the American bed. Don't maybe you know.
not in Turkey. I won't remember.
Well, you could, but I mean, you made you're a mark at that point,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Because you're a tourist.
You're walking through the bazaar and it
Yeah.
stinks,
Oh
and
my
you're
God.
you're like, what have I done?
God, this was a shit
and
in
then
here.
for sure you're gonna think you have some sort of head infection.
Because it'll burn probably.
Yeah,
and I'll
yeah.
think that I have some sort of.
And it's gonna be horrifying for Tracy for like 3 months. It's gonna be horrifying.
Yeah, I already put it through.
It's gonna be horrifying.
Yeah. She's gonna think twice about it. She's like, oh, I got the blood dots.
He's got these bloody American flags everywhere.
Yeah.
I got rid of my blanket every night I sleep though. She doesn't have to fix that for me.
Your blanket.
my towel, because I sleep on the top of a towel, so I don't sweat through.
I didn't know.
And you were complaining about
Hold on.
EC3.
I thought you said you ran out of stories. You have a sleepy,
I've told. Didn't I tell
sleepy
you about
blanket?
this? I had to. She has to I'm like, hey, can you fix my towel?
No, this is a new story. To me, it is.
Hold on, you put down a medical towel so that because you sweat so much.
My God, I wouldn't want to.
That's why I was seeing a specialist.
Poor Tracy.
I was sweating, but it stopped.
I'm less crazy, right?
My old man boyfriend sweats the bed every night.
Why?
I have to change his towel in the middle of the night.
Why do you think I've been going to the doctors and I was freaking
Oh
out thinking I
my
had
God.
cancer because of this night sweat?
I am a modern day Anna Nicole Smith. I have to change his towel every night.
You got to get one of those cooling mattresses.
No,
right?
those.
Yeah,
those
Butler
those
sent me
are
a
worse.
picture
Those
of
give you
his.
cancer. Nope.
Butler has no.
They don't
Butler
give
has.
you
Yes, they
cancer.
do. The smell gives you cancer.
No,
I
they
slept
don't.
on it one night and I got a headache and I called them like, nope, I'm like, take this thing back. It's 6
Cancer in
days.
one night.
Yeah, I was pissed. I was pissed because I know. and I
poems.
read a lot about it, and after I got the headache, I started researching.
No, it's
I
fine.
know like these cooling things have chemicals and
I
all
can't
that.
stop
No, they got
laughing.
no chemicals.
Are you talking about the mattress that the water swirls through it? Because that's what
No,
Butler
I
has.
don't know what that is. That's
Butler
cool.
sent me this thing. It's called a chili
He
pad.
still text you?
Yeah.
I have not heard from him in months.
Yeah, Butler sent me the chili pad. It's cool. It's like you know how you have a water cooled computer to cool down the computer. So it's just like that, except for your body. You
Like a radiator?
Yeah, it's like a radiator. Exactly.
Okay,
It's
so-
exactly
Cool.
Okay. Anyway, back to the bit.
Yeah, all right. Back to
I
the
can't
good
stop
story.
laughing. Holy shit! The sweat towel thing is new to me.
Now, do we want to hear maybe the good story first, or let's go bad story first?
I think it's
You
ladies'
end with good.
choice.
You end
Ladies'
with
choice.
good.
Sam.
I kind of want to redeem myself at the end with the good, please.
All
Okay,
right, go ahead with
He's
the bad
shared a
first.
lot today.
Bring us down, then
He has
bring us
shared
back
a
up.
lot today.
A lot.
Too much.
Okay, so speaking of hair stuff, this night out, I was with two 3 total. So it was me and 2 other fighters, professional fighters.
All right.
We were in our 20s.
Well, not 20s.
Okay. This is a while
Arnold
ago.
Schwarzenegger. He slipped into Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I'm sure it's
20 plus years ago.
a
not
respectful gentleman's night out.
It would be like going out with 2 English footballers, I feel like. Dressed, they had the proper,
Well, we were
suits on.
dressed a little weird. So I had a wig on the whole night, but it was a very, very good looking.
But it was my sweating wig.
It was good. It looked like Justin Timberlake. It was back in the day. It was super.
Oh, the tight curl?
like real tight curl down to
So
my
you look like Gary Spider?
down to my neck. It was ridiculous. And my other friend had a fake mustache, like a real big bushy fake mustache on.
All right.
And just for-
Now, why?
A
did
couple
you
of real
have-
Weisenheimers on the
We
top.
used to do weird
Is it
things going on.
Halloween?
Just
Just
like,
in case
just
they
like the
did something
diapers.
and didn't want to be recognized
Yeah.
by the cops.
No, it's more of I hope someone says something so it beat them up.
No, it was just to laugh.
funny as Weird Al Yankovic.
Same reason we wore the diapers, just to do something weird and funny to ourselves. And
Okay.
that's all that matters. is we laugh
Natalie
ourselves.
Portman, never forget.
So we go out. We meet these 3 girls.
Did they know you had a wig?
Nope.
Ah, so this is part of the tale?
Well, no, kind of. It's just a little.
Oh,
it's
that's
a, little,
a side
it's a little
quest?
side part of it.
Oh.
And so me and the other person, the 2 girls, dug. We were vibing really well.
Oh.
The 3rd fighter and the other girl were not at all. She was I hate to be that guy, but there's always one girl that's like, let's not do this. Let's not hang out with them.
The smart one. It's like, that's the Sam. Hey, let's not go back to this random guy's apartment because they're going to try and rape us.
Yeah.
So they didn't go back to her. We went to their apartment or her apartment, the one that didn't
Oh,
like us.
no. What an idiot. Now you know where she lives.
It's like, it's like watching a horror movie.
So we go back to the girl that didn't like us apartment. So it's me.
Well, why'd you choose her apartment?
She's because their 2 friends were staying with her.
Okay, all right.
So we went back there. Okay, so me and the other guy, we're kind of hooking up. We're not having sex, but we're making out.
With the other guy?
The other,
Oh my God! Wait a minute. When was this? Because this might have been me.
Wait, I heard...
What?
no, I wasn't a guy. I wasn't making out with a guy. Me.
That's what it sounded like you
No, no,
said.
no,
So
no.
me and the other guy started making out. And
No,
I
me
thought
and the
that's
other
what
guy.
you were.
Bros start hooking up with the chicks in the same room.
Yes,
It's a bro thing.
That's what
Gotcha,
happened.
bro.
We were in the living
Yeah.
room. We started hooking up.
I've never done that.
Somebody put on there's a CD, right? And then everybody's making out in their respective
Let me
corners.
guess. Sneaker Pimps. 3 a.m. or what's that song?
Huh?
Or some Enigma.
Oh, God.
Was
I
the
love
other
it,
guy friend just by himself, third wheel?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
So he was the one with the mustache, and he's
He's so sad with
Let me
mustache.
guess. He starts getting hammered and pissed because he's not hooking up.
no, he didn't. The girl, the other girl, the owner of the place, got pissed because she was alone and not doing anything, and we were having fun. So she started throwing a fit. Calling their girls over like, you guys come here, like, just being a pain in the ass, telling them to tell us to leave, and they're like, no, we're having fun, we're having fun, leave us alone. So
We're having fun, leave us alone.
This continues for about 10 minutes, and then the mean girl finally calls the other 2 girls in a room, and we know at this point she's probably gonna like tell us all to leave and stuff like that. So
Oh, God. What's going to happen? Now, this is where the game
My
show
chest is hurting.
This is like where the
Is
game
this an
show
apartment?
goes.
Is it a stereotypical
one
girl apartment?
bedroom girl.
Oh,
apartment.
can we guess what happens?
Does it have
Like
that
a
weird
game show?
It's really not that bad, but
It's
it's
got-
just a dick move what we did. That's all.
It's got the countertop.
You pissed on her couch.
Hold on.
Whoa, did you nail it?
It was close.
Did you
Very-
nail
I'm
it?
telling you, I was there.
You're shitting in her freezer.
It's very, very close. So we didn't shit it for-
Sam's literally. It's like, don't go back out there. These guys are rapists. They'll kill you.
Sam is like, you're like watching. It's like watching a horror movie with
It's
Monique.
not like this hasn't happened to
you're
me
screaming
before.
at the screen.
So while they're in there, the one that's not hooking, I was like, dude, let's get the fuck out. I'm like, yeah, you're right. This girl's being a jerk. Like,
But wait.
whatever.
One more thing.
So, but as we were hooking up, he was kind of like snooping around the plate, just like looking around, grabbing. He was like put like weird glasses. He like sat in the corner with glasses, just looked creepy as fuck, just weird, just being weird on purpose.
Bro weird.
Bro weird. Yeah, bro weird. So he's like, dude, come with me. I'm like, all right. So we go into the kitchen. We open the freezer.
Well, hold on a second. I said freezer, so I'm on the board.
Yeah, you're on the board with me.
We do have a couple shit and freezers in the Twitch
Yeah,
chat.
I went with shit and freezer.
It's really not that. It's not as bad as that. That would have been real bad. We took the frozen pizzas out. There's like 2 or 3 frozen pizzas in there. Took them out of the packaging. Opened them all up. The couch, which Sam called the couch, we opened up. We took the couch apart.
This is pretty elaborate, I think.
How long were they in the goddamn bedroom?
This is elaborate.
We heard him in there. It was like, whoa, Yeah, we just turned with the saying. It was
Quick,
definitely-
me have a crazy plan to do stuff with pizza. Quick, like
So-
this is elaborate.
I mean,
right?
no,
Like,
it's
is
not that elaborate. It was fast. It was like, come with me.
Yeah,
We went
but
there,
still,
grabbed it,
it's
put it-
elaborate.
Who would even think to?
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
Sam
yeah.
does pee on something, right?
Yeah.
Let's just do something
Well,
simple.
we
and
did.
very
We
animal.
peed too. So wait, just
Oh,
wait.
they
Just
peed
wait.
on the pizzas.
No, we stuck the pizzas under the couch, put the couch covers back on, left that
That's
there.
elaborate. I think that's
What
crazy.
kind of
Went into the bathroom. No, there were definitely some
Tombstones?
there was meat.
Totinos.
There was
Hold on.
meat in there.
Was it?
Just God knows how long.
Serious
ago. I don't
question.
remember.
Was it okay? Because Tom brings up an excellent point. Was it a one wrapper pizza or a two
There was
wrapper?
two. There was two pizzas.
Because no,
One-
two
one-
wrappers.
one wrapper
means, two wrapper pizza means it's got cardboard box. You take it out of the cardboard
Yeah,
box
yeah,
and
yeah.
it's still got another wrapper on it.
Yes, one of those.
Oh, this is elaborate.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then you took the
This is
plastic off
premeditated.
that.
Yeah, and the little onions are flying off.
the plastic
Or
off
you take
that.
the plastic off.
Well, based on the timeline, this is before the Screaming Sicilian.
Wait, that's the mustache on the back.
This is
The mustache on the back.
There only could be 5 different pizzas. There was Tombstone at the
DiGiorno.
time.
Yeah.
There-
DiGiorno,
There
yeah.
was Mama Celeste.
Totino's.
Totino's. And I think that's it. Publix, I don't even think even had a...
Home
It
Run.
wasn't Tostinos because I love that pizza. I
Oh,
would have
you know what?
noticed
The
it.
one
and I
you're
would've-
missing, and I hate seeing his face in there, Paul Newman.
Oh,
Yeah.
damn it, Paul
That's
Newman.
too fancy for in your 20s.
What are you even doing in there, Paul Newman?
This is $1 Totino's. So you stick it in the couch.
Sticking in the couch, yeah. And during this time, I finally take my wig off. Like I'm just
Finally. You know, I had enough.
But the whole time,
You know what? I said to myself, no more bullshit.
I like when you're committing the crime, you take your disguise off.
Exactly. God damn
I
it.
need him to see what I really look like. Just leave the wig on till you leave. Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
And then the last thing we did, we went in the bathroom. We emptied a little bit of our mouthwash out, and we urinated.
Come on, man.
Oh, that's too far. Because the pizza, she's going to go for the mouthwash. I think it's a premeditated plan. Yeah.
You're not a good
I told
So, now, you know,
somebody said Pissterine in the chat room. And then he gored, and the left on
you know,
cue.
That's good. It's good.
EC3 sweat.
listen,
So-
you know, there's a lot of people that do these things in college. You know what I'm saying?
bodily fluids in someone's mouthwash, though.
Yeah, she doesn't swallow. She doesn't swallow it. Just guard away.
You know, and you know, if she's as paranoid as Sam, she would have probably once she finds the pizzas, she eliminates everything in the entire box.
I wonder how
Just
long
burn-
it took her to get to
just
find
burn-
the pizzas, though.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like,
but
like the fact that you even
may have never
now,
found
did you take
That
off
smell would come out.
after, or did you?
no. Okay, so
Oh.
that's the rest. So as we were coming out of the bathroom, it was maybe like I don't know, 30 seconds later.
All
they-
three of you pissed in
They
it?
finally, it was, yep, we were all in it. We literally were like crossing streams doing it, like giggling and drunk giggling. So they all three come out. We're like standing by the door because we were just like leaving. My wig's off. Like, all right, well, we could tell, you know. And she's like, yeah, you probably might want to leave. Like the nice girls, the one we're hooking up with. I'm like, okay, no problem. And as we're opening the door to walk out, she's like, the last thing she said was, "Wait, you're bald?" Because I had my fucking wig off.
And then she was like, "Hey!"
That was the last fucking thing that she said was, "Wait, you're bald?" I'm like, it's a wig, and I just like fucking walked. I don't remember exactly what I said.
So
but
then you weren't in your
I was
20s.
halfway embarrassed. No, I was bald in my 20s.
Yeah, he's
Oh.
been receding for a minute.
I grew it back for Kim. Like I was bald, then Kimbo had hair, then I shaved it. It
okay,
was like
okay.
back and forth.
So, so did that make you like, it justified the piss or the pizzas at the piss?
Well, no, it wasn't the girls that were hooking up with, but it was the jerk girl that was being mean the whole time.
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
her apartment, not the ones that were being nice and hooking up.
So yeah, I can see it.
I love that she was being mean. she did nothing to you.
But we
She
did
tried to
nothing
save
to
her
her.
friends.
We were nothing but hooking
It
up with
still
her
bothers
friends.
him a bit. Okay.
So let's redeem it
'cause
with a
we-
good story here.
Make up for the Pissterine.
Good cop, bad cop.
Because like you know how you'll get charged. Like if you leave, remember during the cruise when the guy pooped everywhere, they consider it
Which
like
time? I mean, it's been
A
like,
biohazard.
a biohazard.
Yeah.
that,
No, are
like,
you talking about
it's
the
a
guy that-
crime?
No,
It's like
I'm
a
Well,
serious.
pissing in someone's mouthwash is a crime.
Yeah,
Yeah,
is it? Was he rubbing it on the walls? Are you talking about that guy? Or are you talking about the guy who fell in his poop?
yeah, fellas poop, but they considered it like a level of a crime level. Like you spread this
Right.
On a cruise ship,
this
yeah.
waste, and so it is
It's also fecal matter. I feel like is a that's just up there.
destruction of property, some sort of poisoning. Look, all right. What we can redeem yourself.
Okay,
now.
so this was I could say the good stuff when the good stuff was. It was a while ago, but it was just one of my good stories, my hero stories.
All right.
That went
hero story.
It was, and we didn't get really thanked for it. That bothered me a little bit, but it's all right.
You're not supposed to want to
That's what
get
a hero
thanked for
says.
being a
No,
hero.
I feel like that's. You know what? I feel like more people need to be honest.
I'm the anti-hero.
In feeling that, because at the end of the day, you pulled them out of the fire, and you might go home, and you're like, you know what?
You're welcome.
Yeah, but maybe nobody said
Fucking
shit to
Maui
you.
over
And maybe
here.
you go home and you turn on fucking America's Funniest, and you're watching it with your family. You're like, no one said shit to me about pulling them out of that fire. Nobody said
something.
shit.
You know, a hug,
Yeah.
some tears.
Gift card.
Here's
This one,
BJ.
we got free sodas, and I'll tell you why.
All right.
I take it all back. It's fine.
Yeah.
All right.
So this was state championship, 1998, high school wrestling state championship.
All right.
It was after the very last day of competing. There was probably the entire, like at least 10 or 15 high school state wrestling champions inside this Denny's. Schools.
Yes,
I
yes.
didn't expect Denny's.
Yeah, well, it was the only
Denny's.
thing open late. It was late. Like, we just got done competing.
Right.
Could you imagine the Denny's employees? It was just
They're like, oh, all these stinky fucking high school boys.
oh, I'm sure
But
they're all
meatheads,
respectful.
right? They're all like meatheads.
All
Wrestlers. So
perfectly
they're all
respectful.
They're all bullies, pretty much.
Right.
Omelet! Omelet!
They're probably going to dine and dash.
Well, no, with listen, okay.
Oh, man, you were, maybe in another life, you were like, you dated one, or you were one, like an MMA guy or something. You know all of the,
I'm familiar with Dude Bros.
You know all the Dude Bro
You're
tricks.
the meat whisperer.
Wait a minute, that could mean something else.
Holy shit.
You know what? Both.
I like meat whisperer.
Meathead didn't ring. Okay, go ahead.
Just move on.
So we're all. It was me and my high school. So it was about like 4 or 5 of us that qualified. In our table, my dad was with us. And then all these other high school. Yeah. No, my dad was. So all of a sudden, just randomly, nothing's happening. Door bursts open.
What did you order?
Oh no, the front door to Denny's bursts open. The guy runs, knocks over a bunch of paperwork and stuff like that, bangs open the computer, steals all the cash out of the register. And the ladies are running over to him like, stop, what are you doing? Stop. And he runs out. We all look at each other around the table. All my wrestling buddies were like, my dad's like, don't you do it. Don't you fucking do it.
Oh, this is like a movie. You're like,
And we fucking...
me know what me have to do.
Yeah, we looked at each other. We all were like, should we do this? Should we do this? Should we do this? We all jumped up and we like ran after the guy, like took off outside. And we hear my dad in the back going, stop, what are you doing? Stop. And we're ignoring him because you don't know what the guy had. He might have a gun or some shit.
Right.
But we weren't thinking that. We were just thinking we're going
And you wrestle him down and you have a cool catchphrase.
Well,
You're like, you probably think I'm a let you go.
No, then you this is
Me not.
This is a grand slam.
There you go. Yeah. Rooty tooty. Fresh. Fruity.
No, it was Rudy Tooty, taste my footy. Bah.
Yeah, oh, that's right. Rooty tooty foot and booty.
So we didn't actually hit him or do anything, but I think that was in our head, like, oh, we get to beat a guy up and it's okay. So that's like the bad part of the good story is like we were just thinking maybe we could beat the fuck out of this guy and get away with it.
Then you'd be considered heroes.
Heroes.
Did you run it? Like, did he get into a car?
It was down like 2 blocks. We chased him down 2 blocks, and he's begging for us to stop. He's like, please stop it. Leave me alone, please. Just leave me alone. I'm sorry. But he kept running away from the Denny's, so we're like, just stop.
Are you laughing while you're running out?
We're all just chugging out, like kind of staying a distance because we don't know if he has like a knife or a gun. But we finally got him to like a spot where he like didn't want to move. He turned around, and we got in a big circle around him. I'm like, just fucking
Jack off on him.
Quick, corner this guy.
Who can come first?
So if he does have something, he'll definitely use it now because you cornered him.
Sam's like, who can come further jacking off on him? This not gay.
That would have been good, but no. Well,
That would have been good.
So when did you start beating up?
we didn't beat him up. Like literally, the Denny's employees obviously called the cops. We held him there for a good 20 minutes where he was like trying to like just begging to let him go. Like he was just like fucking like, please. Like maybe
you guys definitely
no.
20 minutes.
We're just like fuck. We're just being dicks. Like fuck you, no, fuck you, stay here, dick. And we're just like being mean and just tell him to shut up and stay there. When he probably had like a family to feed or something like that.
Right.
Yeah.
But whatever. You
I
don't
do
steal.
what I
Yeah,
You don't steal. It's
Yeah.
not appropriate. Cops came.
My wife needs a surgery.
got
You know what
him.
else is not appropriate? Pissing in someone's mouthwash, Seth. So I don't really think you can deem what's appropriate or not. At least he was trying to feed his family.
You're like, quick,
You're just trying to fuck
I
some
was
girl.
trying to feed some
piss on this
bitch.
bum's mouth.
Every story have piss.
I don't know that this was a good story.
Sorry.
Oh, we stopped the robbery. hurry, for fuck's sake.
Sorry, all stories have piss.
We got back, and they took him obviously to jail. We sat back down, and our server comes and says, "You guys deserve this. Here, on us." And it's fucking soda. She hands us a soda. And she says,
pancake?
"Not even a free meal." She hands us soda and says, "On us." And that was it. That was it. I was like,
Well, that's because they get the free. Yeah,
story.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's gonna come out of her paycheck.
And then you
bro.
know every morning in high school they do like the morning news and stuff like that. Well, they did in our school. I don't know if that's the thing.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
Okay, and so I'm expecting the news to get back to the principal, and because the coach was there with us and saw it, so I thought that he'd be like, thought he'd be like,
and now a karate demonstration.
I did a karate demonstration that year too.
My God.
Hold on, I got some of your
I did do a
powers.
karate demonstration from my high school. And I was expecting the principal to be like, "Congratulations to our state qualifying wrestling team for being in the States, first of all, and then second, stopping her up." But there was nothing. There was no thanks, nothing like that. So,
Well, usually they don't congratulate.
I know, but it would just be kind of
Just
cool.
qualifying.
Qualifying for state's hard.
So that's you
think it's a
chased out.
wash.
Did they get the? Did you grab them? Did they take the money back to the register? or-
Yeah, of course it. Yeah. they got
I
the money.
would have said he lost it along the way. Stuff in my Denny's server pocket.
Have you ever thought that this gentleman that you chased down would ever like somehow come back?
Come back.
You know,
No, I like to think that he changed his life from that point on, and like got that.
no.
I'm here to take karate from you, Mr. Seth. I've changed my ways. Would you take him on?
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
And then one day he learns, like he gets enough knowledge, and then he battles you.
Speaking of people coming, I've had some weird people come into the dojo lately. It has been a little odd.
What do you
What do
mean?
you, what do you
They're
mean by weird?
handicapped people.
Just
What did we
like-
talk? I told you about this.
No, just like people with weird stories. Like, I don't know if I want to have my student because they say weird stuff. They're like, "Just so you know, I can't be partnered up with any females because my dad used to beat my mom." And I'm like, all right, I don't know how to take that, really.
Why do you? Because he doesn't want to spar
I don't
with a
know.
female.
I guess.
It's probably traumatizing to him.
I guess, but I don't know if it means he's going to go off and try to hurt
don't
them too,
think so.
or if he just feels weird. I don't know. It was-
So that is, I would
Weird
say
stuff.
that is a lot to share when you're just like,
yeah,
I
when
have a
you're
brochure
when you're
and
Who's sharing this much? I'm sharing nothing. They
It's a
tell
lot.
no one nothing. How you doing? I'm like, fine.
excuse me, do you have a dojo brochure and not having a flare up right now? No flare ups on these lips, no siree.
Yeah, one
I'll
guy-
think about it.
One guy showed up in a totally different uniform, like a martial art uniform, but not ours. It's just something totally different. Like, yeah, this is what he used to wear.
fuck out of here.
I was like, why are you wearing other? I don't get that. It was just very weird.
Like you,
I'm not buying a second gi. You have to spray paint the logo off.
you show up at like a
He's as
Cobra
cheap as you
Kai
are.
Yeah, it was
Halloween costume.
almost kind of like that. It was all black with yellow stripes on it.
Yeah, but there's rules to your dojo, right? It's like
Yeah,
you
you
have
can't
to
wear that. Of course not. Yeah, but I told him that afterwards. Like, just so you know, you can't wear this. You got to wear our traditional uniform. But he just wanted to show up with
Traditional
it, show me that he was like, doing it before, and he was like, yeah, I used to do this. Here's my uniform, wearing it with his
he's
belt.
trying to
With his belt.
impress you.
Yeah, no, I know.
That's
It was
nice.
cool. Yeah, it'd be cute if it was like a 12-year-old did. It was like 30.
Are you impressed, sir? Do you make him call you sensei?
Well, I don't make him, but it's just proper to call me
Okay.
sensei. Yeah,
Sensei Seth?
show him.
Sensei Seth.
That's hard to say. That's
Show
a
him
lot.
Yeah, that's a lot of S's.
There's.
Is there someone with a lateral lisp at your day?
Show
Take that.
Show him a monster truck competition. See if he gets excited about it. That's a tell. So let's finish with some dump 'em out real quick
Oh, shit.
because I want to hear your MRI story.
We got too many topics on the list today. It's the end of the motherfucking show. So come on, baby, let's dump them out and play. I wanna see your topics. Ooh, I wanna also see your bottomics.
Dump 'em out brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go, just call Mo.
Oh, I was too early. I'm so sorry.
The DeWitt Law Firm.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, he's got more of his hot sauce in stock.
Yeah.
So if you go to justcallmo.com, go to his store, free, guys. He gives away free stuff all the time. By the way, there's more.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of stuff on there all
He's
the time.
weird
Check
like
it
that.
like every day because you'll find some free stuff.
And it's actually quite good. I've had a lot of listeners email us and tell us that they very much enjoy it.
So what do we got first here?
I can tell you about my MRI.
Yeah.
So I had to get an MRI on my back. My back is in a really bad way, and I'm in physical therapy for it. But the doctor also wanted to get an updated MRI because I think like whatever I've had has deteriorated more, and with cycling more and losing more weight, even though I'm way better, like more active, it's just it makes you want to be more active, and I think that I'm overtraining a bit with the cycling position. Is not good for your back. It's just not good.
You're probably not overtraining, but yeah, I get what you're saying.
Well, I mean, like over. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, he's right. But I mean, like, I am strained. It's in a weird position.
We're using your Peloton
Yeah.
every single day
Yeah.
for how long? Hour at least.
Yeah, about an hour or so, at least 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So I had to get an MRI. So I don't know. When's the last time you guys had an MRI?
I've never.
Okay, that wasn't a joke. I swear to God, it wasn't.
Me, a year and a half ago.
Yeah. So.
I don't even think I've
never.
ever had
I don't remember. I thought
my
you had
shoulder,
one on
my
your
shoulder.
but I don't remember them ever making me get nude and change into scrubs.
Yeah, you always have to. You can't have metal anywhere near any of that, just in case they make you in scrubs.
Okay, so so I didn't know this. So I've had MRIs. I've worn
magnetic resonating imaging.
There it is.
Magnetic.
I thought
when I did my MRI over my shoulder, they did not make me get nude.
Yeah,
but maybe your back is because they need the imaging around your groin area that you have to take it close.
Okay,
Seriously,
because
I don't know.
I wore comfortable clothing because I knew I had an MRI, so I had on like chubby shorts, but like the sweat short ones,
Right.
kind of like you have sweat shorts, like that you wear.
I wear 'em.
I wear like they're really nice, but they're like you can wear them out, but they're like athletic. So I wore that and just a t-shirt because I'm like, oh well, I don't have to take off my belt because the other times I've had MRIs, what they do is they go, oh, just remove your belt, remove your shoes. I get in there with jeans, a shirt, like I take off my, I guess
your jewelry. They make you take off your wedding ring, and then
So, for a person with extreme anxiety who's going to their new therapist the same day as his MRI, go and I change. He tells me the guy tells me to put on the scrubs. I put on the scrubs. I take off everything, and then I go and I get in the MRI. They get in the position. They put the headphones on me. They put
Is it the standing or the laying down?
It's the laying down one, and it's the fully enclosed one, the one that my dad couldn't do. Like he freaked out, like he lost his mind.
Mine has a mirror on it though, so I could see out the bottom of my feet.
You have your own?
The one that I go to all the time.
Okay.
It has a mirror.
Mine, I kind of like, I don't know if this means that I'm fucked up or something, but I very much like that
You like the closeness.
I do. There's something about it. You know what it reminds me of, TC? Is the same feeling I get when I scuba dive. How relaxed I get. Like, this is totally an anxiety thing. Like, I know it's connected to my anxiety, but like that wall right in front of me, and I love it. It's very comforting to me.
Weird. Should throw you into a panic attack. It looks like you're stuck in a tube.
My dad couldn't stay in the tube. He'd start crying. He'd freak out. Right. So anyway, I'm laying in there, and remember, I've signed up for my new therapist. I don't know if to catch up those of you that don't listen to ACT. I've talked a little bit about that.
You're boring, Seth.
Yeah, I know. He doesn't like therapy though. He's new to it.
No,
He's new
therapy.
To it.
Yes, we'll talk after that. My therapy session yesterday was not that great.
Okay, that happens sometimes. So I'll just make this quick.
Laughing.
No, but I'll make this quick because you'll laugh at this too. So I know I've got this new therapy. I'm nervous about it, right?
Yeah.
I've been telling Sam all week how
it's always nerve-wracking with a new therapist.
Yeah, and I got to start over with this new person. So anyway, I'm laying in there. I got my Apple Watch and everything off. I'm got the headphones on. The guy, he's like, "Can you hear the music?" I'm like, "Yeah, I can hear the music." And he's like, "Did you make sure to take off all your jewelry?" And I'm like, "Oh God!" And I look over, and I still have on my wedding ring.
Oh, I was gonna rip your fingers off.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought. So I say, "I still have my wedding ring," and then, okay, we're going to start now. Yes, and I start having a full fucking blown fall in the bushes and drop dead panic attack.
Yeah, of course.
I can even feel it right now. You can probably even tell I started to pass out. I'm just like, like when people are like the movie Maverick, when they're showing people going those test flights with the Blue Angels, and they're like, hold on, here we go, and the person just
goes out.
I start just freaking the fuck out, and it just continued, and I'm freaking out, and I'm losing my mind, and I feel like I'm going to pass out, and then it just continues, and then I only have so much adrenaline, right? I only have so much, cortisol or whatever's coursing through my veins, destroying my brain. Yeah. I only have so much of it. And it's one of the only times I've had to. I was forced to sit in it and fucking ride it out.
Deal with it?
Yeah, I just dealt with it.
Well, if you move, they stop it because you're not supposed to move. So you should have been like,
well, I didn't want to move either.
I would have just started screaming.
I didn't want to move either because I was. Well, I said it a couple times. I'm like, hello. You know,
help.
I didn't say help because I didn't want. I don't know what. I don't know.
I would have freaked out. But I've never had an MRI before either. So I would have been like, oh, I fucked this up.
I kind of froze. And then the only thing, though, that did happen is when I got out, I swear to God, this ring was red hot.
Yeah.
Like it was hot.
That just wasn't
enough.
That
may have been something.
Now you got finger cancer.
No, that's your mind.
Probably my mind, yeah.
Because here's why it doesn't matter. If it did, they would be way more diligent about.
Yeah.
Because like
they would have asked you before you got in, right?
Well, they would scan.
No, he read the stuff while I was in. I'm like, well, that's not doing much. That's like
that's what I'm saying. They
doesn't matter.
Telling me safety as we're going down.
Yeah, fuck that.
Like they make you take off the jewelry or whatever, but if they forget, it doesn't matter. And same thing with like
I did think about it
metal
peeling.
inside.
I thought about just peeling the skin off and shooting the ring out.
Took it off and threw it.
Yeah, but if it did,
I didn't want to lose it.
It's the same thing I've said before about.
I don't want to lose my finger.
Like eating before surgery. If it was that big of a deal, they'd never just take the person's word for it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If it was like a death sentence,
they'd scan you ahead of time,
or they would literally monitor you 24 hours before the surgery to make sure you didn't eat. They're just taking your word for it. Like so, they take your word for it. If, like, do you have any metal in your body? And if you forgot, if it ripped your fucking fake, hip out of your body, killing you.
Oh my God.
They would.
That's horrifying.
But they wouldn't just be like, hey, do you have it? And hopefully the person remembered. Maybe you forgot. And then if you forgot, death sentence. It doesn't fucking matter.
He had a wand, too, that he waves on you.
What, for metal?
Yeah, they have a wand.
But it obviously doesn't matter that much because you have your ring on.
Apparently, it just freaked me out, though.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, it sent me into a small conniption fit, and I recorrected it.
It says that it will heat up, though. So it might have been heated up.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm rational enough to know that when I'm in it, what it is, which kind of sucks.
And when you're having a freak
you feel like a fucking fool. Yeah, like when you get out and you're like, oh, my ring's hot, and you're like, it's not hot, you're a fucking idiot, look at you. You know, like
if it was anything serious, though, I'd worry that it would distort the images and pictures and it wouldn't get a good reading. I would be like, it says it's good, but I was wearing it.
Yeah, like it blasted the area so you can't even read it now, and they got to do it again.
Yep, that's what I would be afraid of.
So, Seth, what were you talking about?
This therapy session.
Yeah.
Oh, well, it was my first session.
Ever?
Remember I said I was going.
Congrats.
Yeah, with this lady, but it caused me more stress than it did relieve my stress because I didn't really have the session. They promised me that she would send. It's a televisit, so it's not in person.
Right.
They said that they would send a code before the session, so that way I could, get it link up so I could see her and blah blah blah. So my appointment was at 2:00. 1:00, I never up to 1:00. The whole week that she could have sent something, nothing happened. So I called, no answer. I left a long message. I emailed, nothing back. 2:00 comes around, the time of the appointment, nothing. So I pull into Target. I was going to go inside and get some stuff because I figured, okay, they just forgot about me or then I don't know what's going on. I can't call. I emailed. 2:05, she calls and was like, I'm so sorry. I forgot to send the code. She's like, do you still want to do it now? I'm like, well, to be honest, like I play my day on this, but then, I didn't get any code. I didn't get anything.
Me so sad now. Me not do this now.
And she's like, well, we can reschedule it. I'm like, okay, yeah, that's fine. But she knew I was kind of upset about it and stuff like that and reschedule it for next week.
That's fair.
But I was pissed because it was like, they should be on top of their shit.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Maybe we should dial back the marketing of therapy it's because maybe we flooded the market with patients with telling everybody they should go get therapy. And that's why the real crazy people that need it the most, the Daniel
are getting
Seth,
pushed out.
Yeah, getting pushed out
I like
by
that you think of us true crazy.
No, I'm just like,
I took
but
that
you
for the
guys
way you were
need
saying.
it.
It was a logical statement. You got to take it logically.
But then, like, my wife does therapy, and I'm like, yeah, fine. Let the crazy crazy's happy. Like they're taking a
Wait a
spot.
minute, you do call her crazy a lot too.
Yeah, you
but
do.
I think everybody's crazy.
And she has to live with you.
Yeah,
so.
I mean everybody here except for you goes to therapy.
Well, I just know that I'm doing the Lord's work by not going to therapy. I'm leaving it
please.
available for the
We
crazy.
did a full therapy session this morning.
That is the best ration. That is amazing.
I'm not clogging up the system. I'm fine. I'll be like, well, fine. I know what's wrong. I just won't do it.
We all know what's wrong.
Yeah, we all know what's wrong. I just can't fix it.
Yeah, I mean, either.
Well, there's no fix.
Oh my God!
You just you get by dead. That's how it works,
Jesus, man.
Anyway, what else we got?
Do you want to talk about your therapy, or was that it, Dan?
No, that was it for mine.
Okay. Which sport would be worse for another sport?
I was thinking about this. Like, you know, they always say that, like, football players, like, I hear people say, like, oh, that receiver, man, he was so good in high school and then going into college that he could pretty much pick his sport, whether he wanted football or basketball or baseball or soccer or, but which sport, if you had to go from that sport, okay, so it's hard to explain.
And transition to another sport.
Yes, so
I like how Michael Jordan went to baseball.
Right.
Yeah.
This is my question. So once you're trained, once you've picked it when you're young and you're in that sport, which sport will be the worst at moving to other sports? Because I was kind of thinking baseball.
That's good. Soccer really doesn't translate to other sports. So
I could see
you
that.
rarely see someone now.
Unless it's like rugby or lacrosse or something with a lot of running.
True. Although
maybe I need to bring the focus of the question down a touch.
Yeah, what do we consider sports? Like bowling? Like what kind of sports?
Yeah, because technically it is a sport.
You got to bring down. I got to bring the scope down.
NASCAR.
I got to narrow this.
Because we know that, like, there are a lot of really good basketball players that can play tight end. And
could a great baseball player be a great golfer because they're swinging?
That's one that I was connecting.
Or does it not?
Yeah, this was a high thought, and you're connecting all the same.
Patrick
thoughts.
Mahomes got an MLB offer out of college. Like he
could a basketball player be a good quarterback?
Yeah,
or pitcher.
I think so. Yeah,
throwing balls.
I think all of that's correct.
Yeah, like there's certain things that translate. Like for instance, that's why Patrick Mahomes is so good at being a quarterback because he could throw a baseball really well. Right?
Like I think hockey to football too.
The skating aspect of that, like you have to grow up knowing how to skate. Because
I mean like hockey to football. I think hockey players can go to football. I don't know if football players can go to hockey.
Finger skating to hockey would be easy because you're on skates already. You can just be a little more physical.
True.
Maybe
a bit too big though, because I think body geometry they're smaller people. Yeah. I don't know. It was a high thought, and I was having fun kicking it around because what I was kind of coming up with is once you've dedicated yourself to whatever you've dedicated yourself to, switching to anything is just going to be difficult.
I think you can't switch to baseball unless you have some sort of base because you need
That's
some
like eyeball reps.
You need to learn how to hit the ball early to have those mechanics, and it's like I think learning that late. Same thing with soccer. You can't learn soccer late in the game. You could be the best athlete.
That would be the easiest one to.
I don't think people pick it up right because it's so the margins are tiny, tiny little angles.
You need to know
like baseball's tiny little angles in math.
Now, a lot of good athletes can be taught different positions in football, American football, because some of it is like, all right, if you
speed.
If size and speed, a lot of it's blocking.
Simpler concepts. Yeah.
So there's and a lot of it's like you're doing this one job, which may just be physical and not, we're not talking about quarterback because I feel like that is a position you need lots of reps. Although, look at Ryan Tannehill. Like, he used to be a wide receiver up until, like, I believe his junior year in college.
That's right.
And he switched over. Now, I think he also played quarterback in, like, high school or some shit. You know what I'm saying? When they all played all positions. But a lot of it is, like, if you're a supreme athlete, you could be taught certain sports, but I think you need, like, basketball, you need to start early age. Although, like, tall people, they're taught basketball in high school age and can get to the NFL.
But then it comes down to position. Because I don't know if it would translate to point guard versus center. Because center is it's a more technical position. Yeah. But anyway, I thought it was fun to kick it around. You want to talk about Cologne real quick?
Yeah.
Sure.
What about Cologne?
Okay, so
neither one of you two ever wear cologne, right? I never smell
occasionally
it.
I will.
I used to
not very often.
Like specific events.
Once every 6 months or so. Akeem Woods, he's at the Emperor. Well, he was Thursday.
He's here. He's opening for Godfrey.
Still in town, opening for Godfrey. You can go see him.
He's going to try and make tomorrow's Shit Sandwich 10-year anniversary.
Yeah, go support Ross and Akeem and Matt Gersing, who we all miss. But yeah, so Akeem came in here, and Akeem Woods came in with his friend Bless, and they were both on ACT. And when they came in, I noticed that, was it just Bless or was it Akeem or both?
I don't know. I know Bless was sitting closer to me, so I could smell him, but the whole goddamn studio smelled good when they came in.
Whatever he was wearing is like a really good men's or unisex cologne. It's just a really good smell. And then, so even the next day when I came in to open the studio, like it still lingered from like him sitting on the couch. I was like, man, that is
too much.
It is no. It was the perfect.
It
amount.
was the perfect amount.
It was the perfect amount.
You could smell it, but it wasn't like. You were like,
and it was light. It wasn't a bothersome fragrance. And then it kind of.
We should have asked him what he was wearing.
Then it made me think, like, do you ever see yourselves wearing cologne, or when do you wear cologne?
I literally just bought the same bottle of cologne that Cadillac Pat. Remember the last time Pat was in, and I was like, "Damn, you smell good." And he was telling us what his cologne was, and I bought it for my husband.
Oh, good.
I look at cologne like this, where as long as I don't smell bad. Anything above that won't.
You are so bare minimum, man.
Well, it won't matter to anything, right? For say, it won't get me liked more.
Your wife doesn't like you to wear cologne.
It won't get me more sex. So you know, it's like, what will it do?
So what is the value of the? Okay,
the value is so small. It's not worth me putting it on because what is even the value to him?
What if it increased? What if you read a study? I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah.
What if you read a study where it increased, like a business meeting, it increased the likelihood of the client you were meeting with by 12% that they would opt into whatever you're selling?
Maybe, because then
Sam,
I can
look
quantify
if there's any
it.
Studies about cologne and studies about cologne in business.
But I wouldn't believe that the study was done right, and because I was like, because I think,
I like that.
Of course you would.
I like that
because I mean, like, wait a minute, who did this, and are you doing it? Like, how are you quantifying any of this? Because like like I said, if someone smells bad, that I really believe that can hurt you in every aspect.
Yeah.
Correct.
Right.
But if you smell good and you're like having a business meeting, don't you think that they're like they got their shit together, right? Like, man, they look
most
good,
of the time
they smell
it's
good.
not good. You have to have that person has to like this type of smell that you have. There's so many different smells.
That's true. It is subjective.
People don't. It's subjective. Thank you.
Another.
He did it right for us. You're right. It may not work everywhere, but it did linger, and it made me think that if we knew, like, it wasn't like
and it was during the day.
Yeah.
See, that's weird to me.
Really?
I think cologne during the day is trashy.
What?
I don't know why.
I've never
You think
heard
it's
that.
just a nighttime thing?
Just a nighttime
That's
thing.
weird to me.
So I know a lot of guys that wake up in their morning.
Italian thing that's picked up.
You only wear cologne
going
in
out
your
to the
French
club.
on at night.
Yeah. That's an old
Don't be
man.
putting on that fucking
Weird.
cologne in the morning. You're fucking like a goddamn whore. You're a whore. You're a fucking whore.
That's an old man Petrozelli telling you about what you wear only cologne at night.
Your dad caught you one time. You're sneaking out. What are you? Hey,
I don't know
what are
why
you
I
wearing?
think
Fucking
that.
cologne?
Maybe
What are you
it's
going
just
after? What are you sucking dicks?
Maybe it's just the people that I've happened to smell during the day that are wearing cologne, or I just like, I don't know. I feel like a trashy vibe.
I feel like a lot.
Interesting.
I think a lot of vape store managers wear day cologne.
or they just smell like the vape.
And I don't trust myself with the application.
No,
of
you
the
do
right
too
amount.
much for sure.
I do too much.
You put deodorant on your feet, dude. Like, what the
true,
fuck?
yeah.
You know, like, come on.
And I choose the wrong cologne where people will be like, God damn, this guy stinks. You know
Well,
what I'm
it's
saying?
got to be better than your flip
I
flops.
have so many bottles that I never use. My girlfriends get me that I
used to wear it all the time. I think it's also like an in thing or out thing. I don't necessarily think it's in right now. But who knows, when the pendulum comes back, you know, you might have people wearing cologne all the time. Or maybe it has to do with being a certain age. You know, like my dad always wore cologne. I mean, my dad wore, when he got up, he, like a lot of dads, I think, there's a lot of guys probably even listening that do this. You wake up, you take your shower, you shave, you aftershave, you know, that's his cologne.
Little spritz,
little splash of Old Spice or Brut, and then my dad, I'd go to hug him at the end of the day.
I like the smell of Brut.
I fucking love the smell of my, like, there was a stubbled, I mean, you want to get me to cry, you the smell of my dad's Brut, and he smelled like he worked all day with a little bit of Brut.
Yeah, with the Brut. The Brut.
Yeah, it's good.
Sweat and Brut.
Yeah, but then there's some people that overdo it, and then you could smell their cologne for hours and days after. And if it's strong and pungent, and then it's like
too much.
Then
old ladies do that with perfume too.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
White diamonds. Oh my god,
they just spray it head to toe. I mean, head to toe.
But I do like the smell of what. Like if a guy walked by me with cologne during the day, I'd be like, ew. But if an older lady walked by me and I smelled just a little hint of like a fresh perfume, I'm like, oh, that's nice. I like that.
That's sexist, man.
That is weird.
That is sexist.
Probably. At least it's sexist the good way.
Who just walked in? Is it EC3?
No, it's also families here.
I'm not joking, Sam. I'm not paranoid, but when I was like,
I heard you been talking about me sweating, bro.
I'm not joking. If he would have stopped,
he's just standing.
My plan is to jump
past me?
No, through your window.
How dare you?
He's going to use your desk to catapult him through the
I'd have been like, I like your sweat, bro. I like it. No, I'm sitting right in it.
The reason I choose Sam's window,
I came for my sweat, bro,
is because there's a small chance she pre-broke it.
That's true.
There's a small chance she pre-broke it a little bit every day.
Shaw's
like
your kids don't want to be on mic.
Tommy, Max. It's the end of our show. I want to introduce.
Let's all go around the table.
Tell them how much you hated Top Golf or Dress Shack.
So,
hey guys,
this is my
just karate. I don't want them in here. I just farted.
Why'd you fart?
Well, I'm in here.
See, this thing's just hot too.
Our AC is broken.
What's up, guys?
So this is my
Uncle
friend Seth. He's not not your uncle.
Yeah.
You're confusing them.
He owns a karate dojo. He's a black belt in karate.
Third degree black belt, guys.
And he told me that he'd give you guys free karate lessons if you guys wanted to learn karate. And
kicking and punching?
Yeah. And so, do you guys want to do it?
Yeah.
See, it takes one thing to ask him.
They're just saying, like, I do that. They won't hurt your feelings because
it's like when Crystal goes, how many minutes are you out? Well, 5 minutes.
Yeah, they're just telling you what you want to hear.
We're a half an hour away, man.
They don't know me.
You led the witness. They felt if they said no, that you'd feel upset, just like their old man.
They felt the pressure.
They're putting words in their mouth now. They really want to do it.
You guys looking forward to being ninjas?
Yeah, yes.
See?
Oh, they are. Oh, sorry. It's
Wait,
break of. They already do Ninja Camp. I'm sorry.
I told you the American Ninja Warrior thing.
I'm sorry.
Oh well, this is actually going to really teach you.
It's a breach
they
of
want
contract.
the fun. They don't
have
want
a non-compete.
You got to bow when you go on the thing. It's like I taught them bowing.
Real ninjas bow.
Never bow to any other man.
Only give respect to me.
I'd rather live on my feet than die on my knees. That's what I say.
I got the shirt.
Yeah.
All right, Sam. Any semantics this weekend?
Yeah, we're actually doing a You Heard About This one. Interestingly enough, it is about the wrestler Chris Benoit.
No, that'll be an uplifting tale.
So we've had two wrestlers on this week, which is really weird that lined up that way. But yeah, that'll be out Sunday.
I can't take it.
That dude, did you see me freaking out when he said that?
I'll go back and
It's
watch.
not a weird deja vu moment.
So that's how it starts.
Oh my
That's
God.
the concussion.
Now you're doing it now.
Oh,
Oh my
that
God.
was weird.
Don't pull your eyes down.
You see the clock first, then it's coming to get you.
2:22.
Stranger Things. All right.
I know.
What do you got here?
What do you got?
My Instagram at Silverback Seth. My karate Instagram or the dojo Instagram is at Karate of Orlando. Send me a message, guys. There's always discounts for BDMs, just like at Fairville. There's discounts at their karate dojo too.
Yeah.
So
For
come
that- for
get
that
your kids
ring.
signed up. Yourself.
Thanks to Christine for my, how do I say this, Sam?
Chancleta.
Chancletas. It's a sign of the Flying Chancletas. They are a Latin baseball team. I
Where?
believe in Texas.
Really?
Yeah, and they are a sign of strength to every Spanish grandma.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
They're
What is it? A flip flop?
It's a flip flop. Spanish
That's
grandmas,
correct.
the
Yeah.
abuelitas.
Oh.
they take their
Abuelas.
To beat their children.
Yeah.
with
So
flip
mine
flops.
would be a wooden spoon. Mine.
Yeah, it'd be like
That's
the
the
How do you say
Italian.
that in
Italian way is a
Italian?
wooden spoon.
Yeah.
What do you?
Yeah.
How do you say wooden spoon in Italian?
No.
Did you just fart again?
I was looking at the kids. I didn't want to say bad.
I thought you were
words.
looking at. I'm looking down the.
Oh,
I didn't want to cuss in front of the kids. But no.
They hurt.
We're gonna get out of here.
We did a lot of bad here today.
Yeah, we did. This is real bad.
I don't know. My whole family's here. I feel like you guys going to do an intervention?
Yes, we are.
It is.
Oh, God, they got the letters.
I'm gonna go clean the sweat stain, and
Yeah,
Cool.
I got you.
yeah, we'll see you.
BDM Beach Party coming up in September. So if you want to be invited, you got to be a BDM.
Book airtnd.com. It's available this weekend.
Oh, didn't even book it yet, babe.
Now, I
No.
think.
Still, no, God,
Come
we're not
on.
any time.
We're
We're
we need your money.
Looks like you need a
EC3.
celebrity to stay there to give it some.
Let EC3 stay
I'm
there.
afraid of that. They already have
How about
the
Kenny
C
Lester?
word.
Have Kenny. Big, Kenny Lester. EC3.
Oh, Gorilla Blanco.
Wrestling House.
Okay.
Have Tracy stay there.
Well, we need to book it.
Are dogs allowed?
No.
No dogs allowed.
Oh, well,
And don't,
No dogs allowed.
and don't tell me it's a service animal. I'm going to be mad.
I saw a guy in Publix. I saw a guy in Publix yesterday,
Tell me.
and they came up to him and they go, "Sir, is this a service animal?" And he goes, "Yes, it is a service animal." And I looked at Andrew and I go, "Then why is it wearing a puka shell necklace?"
Lying to your face. He's an adult lying to your face.
Necklace. All right.
All right. Bye-bye.
Hold it, fellas. Oh, wait a minute. I can't publish that. It's mediocre.